Crowder say about their subscriber count?
It's 9,010.
Wait, so you mean
Yes, Nappa. It's over.
it's over?
It's over 8,000!
What eight? Wait, what?
There is a story so strange in its implications that it defies ordinary classification.
I don't care if you've been arguing with your waifu about the past all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Project, coming to you live direct from the stack. Smoke me out, fam, with that dang shit. On my left, oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
Bad dragon. That's all you need to know.
God damn, all right, we're going to have to talk. On my far right, engineering on the ones and twos, choking people out on the threes and fours, Chronos.
Slut dragons for life!
Oh, damn.
We got no Blue, we got no Stitch, but we got the dankness for you. 3-man crew, we weaving it, we doing it. Dragons.
Yeah, you watched Rick and Morty?
Oh, you know what? I
Slut
did
dragons.
not catch the Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I slipped up.
It's all about them slut dragons.
Oh, to watch it.
I'll
I'll watch that a little later on. All right, you got a listener of the week.
Let's
Mus.
see. Yeah. Listener of the week would be Andy D. 1991. Thank you very much. You listened a whole bunch of times. Actually, let me make sure that's correct. I got to update.
Just
yeah, it's
double
still
check.
you.
All right. Very, very nice. Old Ninja, you usually pouring out some type of malt beverage, and I think we got a couple this week.
Yeah, we got a couple.
I feel like you're the one killing people, though.
Come on, Warrior
Sure.
Fella is the first in the chat.
Very nice.
Welcome
What's up,
back,
fam? All right, who you got?
So, we're pouring out some Mickeys for Carol Spiney.
Homesteader?
He is the longtime 50-year puppeteer of Big Bird.
Okay.
It's from Sesame Street. Shout out to him, like all kinds of people from all kinds of what.
Hold the fuck on. Did our childhood just fucking die?
Pretty much.
Is that what happened here?
Big Bird died. Even
Alright.
Snoop Dogg chimed in about the death of this
Well,
person.
he probably still watches it because he's high all the time.
There you go.
Well, he appeared on the show.
Oh.
So he's been on Sesame
He's
Street.
Probably high when he.
He probably was.
Was he down with the Jim Henson stuff too, or no, or just Sesame Street?
You know what? I don't know, but I know he was mostly with. So he did Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch.
Good shit.
So
Shit, R.I.P.
he probably did Jim Henson stuff way back in the day. But
Who knows?
Don't know. Next up, we have up and coming rapper Juice WRLD.
I don't know anything about this
So
guy.
everybody says that. However, as my daughter pointed out to me a long time ago, my oldest daughter, she was like, "Oh, you should know who he is. He has a song on the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse
Yes,
soundtrack."
he does, and it was like a number
Okay.
one. It was number one track for.
Which
a minute.
one was it? Which one was? I know the Post Malone one.
That's a good fucking question. I'll tell you
It
in a
was
second.
the shit. I just heard it too, but yeah, everyone was talking about that. But he has a couple other hits out there as well. He was only 20. He's 21.
He might be one of those stars that I know their songs but don't know their name.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what. I think
was-
if you were,
Which one?
what were you gonna say?
the Hyde song.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It was a great soundtrack.
yeah.
I listened to it quite a bit.
Apparently, he had a seizure at the Chicago airport.
Yeah, it's a whole story.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say he's pretty young for a seizure, right?
Well, so was the kid from Disney.
Yeah, you gotta tell the whole story. Do you know the rest of the
No,
story?
I didn't read the rest for it. I
Okay.
just saw
Drugs are involved. Let me
Yeah,
guess.
drugs are involved.
Oh, my goodness.
Apparently, he got his. I think it was like his plane or something like that. Got cops come on the plane looking for drugs, and so he swallowed a bunch of Percocets. Well,
Damn.
that's a wrap, y'all.
Damn,
Damn.
not a good look.
That's a wrap.
You can't. I mean, look, you're basically committing suicide if you're doing that.
Yeah,
you know?
opiates they're fucking powerful, and people take these things. Like, there's all these songs about like Percocet, Molly Percocet. I'm like,
Yeah.
that sounds cool. However, if
Isn't
you want
that
to
Future?
live, that's not the fucking way you want to go. I mean, you're just numbing your life, and it's very dangerous to mix those types of drugs. This is a fucking PSA from somebody who knows. So I was stuck on. I wasn't addicted to opiates, but I was prescribed opiates for a really long fucking time because I needed them. And it's not. You don't want to live your life to that fucking fog. Like, I was literally prescribed morphine for like a good, I would say 8 months.
Damn.
So, and you remember what it was like? Like, you saved me in the hospital. Like, I fucking needed that shit because I was fucked up. And if you get hooked on that kind of shit and you decide to start mixing it with other drugs or just taking them like a lot altogether, That's gonna fuck you up.
Yes, it will.
Like literally, there's drugs for the side effects for most opiates. Like I remember when I was taking them, like it was hard for me to pee sometimes because it was just like because your body is just like, what the fuck is all this shit? And there's a drug to make it so you can pee again. I'm just like, dude, what the
Christ,
fuck?
man.
Yeah.
It's fucking poison. I mean, too young to be gone. Probably in his 20s.
He was 21.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. You just legally being able to drink. Wow.
Yeah. Take the bus, live longer.
God
Oh,
dang.
shit. All right, who else we had?
Next, we have Chris Cotton.
Who's that?
So he's a Philadelphia comedian. Appeared on Comedy Central on the show Every Damn Day. He passed today. So
I'm not familiar with him. Did he have a Netflix special or something?
he was on Comedy Central.
Okay.
You
You could also have a
Every
Netflix
He
special.
could,
I mean,
but
No, you can't.
I'm
Yeah,
like, all right.
Dave Chappelle never did it.
I thought you missed that since you don't listen anyway.
Oh, this motherfucker.
I know the next one.
Yeah, the next one we have. He's been around for a long time, but I still butcher his name. Is Renee Auberjonis.
Okay, who is this?
So he is best known for his roles as in Benson. If you're a Gen Xer, if you're ooh, that's not bad. If you're a Gen Xer, he was Benson back in the day. He's basically the white Jeffrey from Fresh Prince. Basically, he was,
Okay, the butler dude.
yeah, he's Butler dude who had the clapbacks every time. And he was also probably most known to millennials and everyone else as Odo from Star Trek.
No,
Deep Space
millennials
Nine.
don't know who the fuck Odo is.
Well,
That shit was before they were fucking born.
You're talking about Deep Space?
Deep Space
Yeah.
Nine. Yeah.
Oh, dude, wasn't that a late 90s?
No, it ended in the 2000s.
Okay.
Did it really?
Yeah. It started in the late 90s.
Okay,
Ended
but
in early 2000.
Millennials are born.
Yeah, I was about to say that's
Yeah,
unless they're going back and watching reruns,
Yeah,
which I don't know.
Never know. But yeah, everyone's favorite constable and shapeshifter Odo, who had a very complex story on Deep Space Nine. But he passed away due to metastatic lung cancer.
Damn.
He was 79. He also appeared in MASH, which, unless you're a boomer or a Gen Xer, you probably don't know what that is.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, R.I.P. though. You had some good ones this week. I'll give you that. All right. We got a lot to get on into.
Where the fuck
So-
we going?
Wait, first of all, can someone answer me these three questions? Why is Kanye in silver? Who let Lizzo into a basketball game with the ass out? And why is Nick Cannon coming after Eminem with weak sauce?
That's a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's three questions.
Kanye's the simplest one. He's crazy as fucking shit.
He's off his meds still.
Yeah, I mean, he's been crazy for a long, long time, and I use the word crazy. Yes, he needs to be medicated. He probably needs to be institutionalized, but yeah, he looks like a hot mess. I don't know what else to say about his
He's out
ass.
there looking like, was it Zed? What the guy from
Yeah,
fucking
Lord Zed?
Lord Zed?
Yeah.
No, Zed's the bad guy. Not Zordon.
Zordon. Yeah.
Is that the guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Silver Dude, Zordon.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, man, you do you, I guess. You could probably sell some records if you fucking went up back on your meds and made good music.
Do you remember
saying.
his first four? And I know you and Stitch have gotten into this many, many times on the show, and they've all been great. His first four albums were fucking great. 3 or 4.
Not only were they great, they sold fucking albums.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he comes with these new records, they're like, oh, it's #1. Motherfucker, it sold like 100,000 copies.
Nothing.
He used to sell multi-million copies
Yep.
on his records. And now he's in the hundreds of thousands. And people are like, oh, he's still *1. It's like, okay, but he's not selling shit for records because
Yeah.
his music is not good anymore.
Getting very little radio play, getting very little.
I've heard zero of his new songs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not hitting. So,
Yeah.
the other one you asked about, Lizzo.
Yeah. I mean,
Jesus.
Ass all out.
her ass is out in all of her videos.
Yeah.
But she went to a basketball game, asshole out.
So here
As opposed to like the cheerleaders? I mean,
Oh, yeah. Have you seen what she came up to? It looked like some fetish gear.
so here's the
let me
thing.
see. I didn't like
Yeah, I mean, you can pull up the thing. I'm not making a big deal out of this at all because I guess she could wear whatever the fuck she wanted. It was at a Laker game. Did they kick her out?
I don't believe so.
If they
She
didn't-
was like escorted inside. If this was anybody else, they would have kicked him out.
She's wearing a big ass. Oh.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
So I mean, she's almost mooning people, you know.
Yeah. That's a lot of moon, too.
Yep,
Mm.
yep. but and people are gonna say, well, you don't complain when someone of a smaller build, is showing off her ass. But look, there's a time and place. She's not on stage performing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
She's attending an event.
This is a basketball game. She is just a customer.
No, I mean I sort of disagree. Well, I don't know. I think if you don't see a lot of women in thongs of any size anywhere in public in America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
so
that's fair.
That's a reasonable statement, right?
Yeah.
So for somebody to be wearing, a thong in public,
Yeah, except on the beach.
Well, even on the beach, you don't see very many thongs here. And it's maybe
Miami, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like everybody in Miami knows. Probably don't take your kids there to those certain beaches,
Yeah.
So
I
it's
get
just like,
that.
so I understand that the criticism. For people to say that nobody complains about, skinny women wearing that kind of gear. Show me a skinny woman that's wearing a fucking thong on an NBA court.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing.
Let me see one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the location. Because, I mean, again, you can do whatever you want on stage. I'm sure there's some shows with Janet Jackson. There's some shows with Marilyn Manson and Prince wearing, almost nothing. But if you're not performing and you're just literally there to watch a basketball game, I don't get what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And I'm a huge Lizzo fan. Like, I picked up on her stuff where it was like, was it Good as Hell? It was
Okay.
like one of her, like, early songs before she fucking blew up.
Isn't that the one that's...
It's popular now.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Because it's been, it had a resurgence.
Okay.
But like when it was first released, it was on let me see when it was originally released. But it was a couple of years ago. Hold on.
Oh, so it's that old. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not like it didn't come out this year.
Okay. So they're going backwards and saying, hey, we got another hit.
Yeah,
That's cool. All right.
Yeah, it was in 2016. It was 3 years ago.
Holy shit, that old.
That's when it was
Wow.
released. So, and I remember it from back then.
Wow, okay.
And actually not back then. It was actually more recently. But I was like, oh shit, she's fucking good. And then I started getting her albums, and I was like, oh,
Nice.
she's a really good artist.
Okay.
So I'm a fan of hers. I'm not shitting on her as a person at all. It's just like, hey, I understand in a fucking basketball game, people probably don't want to see anybody in their thong.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, that's not part of the show.
That's fair.
And there are kids and all that stuff there too. You know what I mean? That are
Yeah.
just there to
That's
see the
the main
show.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. Location. All right. What was the third one? You hit us with 3 questions off the bat.
Nick Cannon versus Eminem.
He fucking killed himself. I don't know. First of all, Nick Cannon, for real, you lost being relevant since like it's been basically since you broke up with Mariah Carey. She broke up with you. I don't fucking even know the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like you stopped being relevant.
Yeah.
Like you had a show of like what was that show he had?
The MTV one with the
Yeah.
sketch.
That's still on. Wild
Is
and
it
Out.
still
Wild
on?
and Out.
Wild and
Okay.
Out. Still
First
on.
of all,
Who watches
who
MTV?
the fuck watches MTV?
There you
yeah.
go.
Second of all, nobody knows who the fuck Nick Cannon is anymore. So for him to try to gain relevance by attacking one of the best lyricists alive,
Yeah.
which that's not controversial because he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do.
And yeah, M would destroy him. I mean,
Yeah.
if he hasn't already, has there been a back and forth?
There doesn't even need to be. Yeah.
Is it? I guess I haven't even heard it. Is it about Mariah? Is that what this is all about? Because Eminem had rumors with Mariah way back in the day.
So what I heard is that Nick Cannon had asked Eminem to come on his show Wild and Out, and he doesn't respond.
Eminem doesn't need to respond to every Tom,
So-
Dick, and Harry asking him for an interview or to appear.
So to gloat him to come out, he made a diss track talking about he's old and can't do what he used to do. So Nick's trying to call him out, and everyone that I've seen is like, "What is this hot trash?"
Okay, millennial. Like for real, get the fuck out of here with your nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, have y'all? I guess y'all haven't seen this video.
I'm
I
not
haven't
gonna
seen
watch
it.
that fucking.
I haven't
I mean, I saw like a good 10, 15 seconds, and I had to stop.
Wait, he had twins, or Mariah had twins with him, right? Like,
Sure.
Didn't they have like a family and all that bullshit?
Yeah, they have kids. I don't
Pretty
know how
sure.
many.
I mean, but you know,
that
whatever
much.
happened, the marriage, divorce, whatever. You should be set for the rest of your kids' life. You know what I mean? If you had a divorce with Mariah Carey, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know what he's doing, but he's got other people helping him out. People I ain't never heard of.
oh jeez.
So I'm just like,
Well, you heard
what?
of Suge Knight. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, he did that shit.
Unless you hope you asked, then you probably forgot.
What was that? Fucking Vanilla Ice. That story, I'll never forget. We were talking about holding him over like the balcony in Vegas and shit.
Yeah.
Like, sign this contract, motherfucker. Oh god, damn. Anyway, the shit. Yeah, I mean, who knows what the fuck is going to happen there, but Eminem could destroy him back in the 90s, back in the 2000s, and today, lyrically. We all know this.
We're just waiting, right, at this point.
Let's get into some shit, goddammit. You want to start with some of these trailers? Because there were two interesting ones.
Yeah.
Let's do Ghostbusters first.
Yeah, Ghostbusters, that one was like, thank fucking God this trailer came out. This trailer had me all in my feelings. I was like, thank you. They actually paid homage to the original Ghostbusters. It's Ghostbusters 3.
Yep.
There's none of this vague bullshit. Is it connected to the... Yes, it fucking is. You know what I mean? It has one of the kids from Stranger Things, so that's like perfect fucking casting.
Yep.
It's with a younger generation. Apparently one of the kids, at least one of the kids, is a granddaughter of one of the
Egon,
original...
right?
Egon, yeah.
Egon,
One of
yeah.
the original Ghostbusters, so I'm
Yep.
like... They're connecting shit in the right ways. It looks creepy enough.
The director is the son of the first director.
Yeah. So this is the way that you do it. You know what I mean? And you notice what nobody said? Nobody complained about there being a female in this shit. Not one fucking
Imagine
person.
that.
Because it didn't look like fucking dog shit.
But guess what? Guess what people weren't complaining about?
What's that?
They're complaining that this looked too much like Stranger Things.
And I don't get that, but it looks like a Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah,
You
a lot
know-
of people were saying they were loud and
So here's the
tweeting
thing.
out there.
A lot of people, because again, it's a generational thing. A lot of people didn't grow up with the both Ghostbusters movies from the 80s. And if you're only familiar with your version of the 80s in terms of thriller, psychological thriller kind of fun movies is Stranger Things, which is popular and great, then you're going to think almost everything looks a little bit like Stranger Things because that's the time we're in. I think it's an age thing because I didn't get a Stranger Things vibe per se, other than it not being in New York for most of the trailer.
It would be like kids today watching Gargoyles that's on Disney Plus now and be like, hey, this is a lot like Shakespeare.
Yeah.
or Shakespeare's, I think Shakespeare ripped off of Gargoyles.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
It's very same themes and characters.
So you know what was funny? It took me till I was almost an adult to realize this, but obviously that show Happy Days and how it was a '70s show talking about the '50s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You just realized that now.
Yeah, no, I didn't just realize now, but it was like I was like maybe 16, 17. I was like, oh, that's why it's in color because it's a '70s show, but it's a setting of the '50s, just like in the '90s they did the '70s show, same kind of difference or whatever. But yeah,
and the '80s show, but nobody even goddamn about the '80s.
nobody gave a
Damn.
fuck. Nobody gave a fuck. But yeah, this trailer, I like the fact that you see the ecto trap, right?
Yeah.
Right off the bat, Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, fits in quite well with this.
They had a goddamn ejector seat on them. Oh, not ejector seat, but like the fucking
Gunner
seat came out of
seat?
the
Yeah,
fucking-
yeah.
I was like, bruh.
That's
That
it.
shit was so cool.
Yeah, that's it.
I could have sworn that seat was from Ghostbusters 2. I want to
don't
say.
remember-
no,
I
it
don't
never
remember.
came out.
I don't remember
Did it
that
not?
scene.
That
I
shit never
could've
came out
sworn it
before.
did.
No,
Well,
I don't.
either one.
I'll rewatch it, but I don't remember that because I'd have been like, dude, I'd have fucking busted a nut.
Yeah.
I'd have been like,
I
dude,
feel like it could have been from one of the cartoon shows.
maybe,
possibly.
yeah.
That, but it's been a while. But I will say this, I know some people are obviously this is going to be a highly split and divisive movie because the people who are the minority who are passionate about the 2016 version are going to be all up in their feelings trying to sabotage this. I know it.
All 1,000 of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, all of you.
God damn.
And no shade to the actors or actresses. I mean, Thor was in that one or whatever, but it didn't fucking work at the end of the day. Now, I will say this is pretty soon from that debacle. Like, you don't have, that was 2016. This is coming out next year, right?
Yeah, I think
believe
so.
so.
So
Yeah.
4 years time, hopefully that's enough time to wash everybody's, eyeballs from that
I
travesty.
Well, I don't
doubt
think
it.
it even has to watch it because nobody watched it.
There you
You know
go.
what I mean? And people complain that, oh, well, men didn't watch it. Bitch, nobody watched it. Men, women, fucking whatever fucking gender you want to choose, nobody watched it.
And the ones who didn't like it all that much on average. You know what I mean? A lot of people saw it and thought, hey, this is fucking trash.
I thought it was trash.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw it for free, and I still wanted to walk out.
I mean, it was all slapsticky and shit. I'm like, this isn't Ghostbusters.
Well-
Ghostbusters is funny, but it wasn't slapstick funny.
Well, the thing was, when I watched it, I talked about this on my review on the cast, but it changes its focus hard. It goes from ghost to someone that becomes possessed. So that person becomes the focus and not the ghost, and it didn't work.
I mean, Sigourney Weaver kind of got possessed. right?
Yeah, but she's not the focus. Like this was the leader of the Ghost, pretty much.
Gozer was the focus.
Yeah, and then when you see that person who's Gozer, the Targaryen or whatever they call them, like that was someone new and different and a threat that they all faced. Like this was someone that you see, they become possessed and then they take control, and it didn't feel right, at least not to me.
Hey,
I'm looking forward to this shit. I'm watching it more than likely in the theater.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I'm on board. I want to see more. I want to see some trailers. We'll see as we go along. This was just the first one, but I don't know how you could shit on this. I really don't.
Yeah.
I was impressed all the way around. Next big one was Wonder Woman 84.
Oh damn.
Yeah, finally.
I watched the live event.
So this is so weird because this movie has been made for a long fucking time.
Yes, it has.
It's been done, like fucking
Probably
wrapped, fucking
Probably
totally done.
late 17 or early 18 it's been.
Yeah, it was like over a year.
Yeah.
It's been like totally done. And they're just waiting for a time period for them to just drop this gigantic fucking box office bomb on the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is like, I mean, they're smart about it, but at the same time, it's like, can we not get it fucking sooner? Like, there are no time slots. I'd watch it this weekend.
Yeah,
There's nothing
exactly.
coming out
No
this weekend.
shit.
Yeah.
We get Diana riding on motherfucking
wait.
lightning.
I said that, but if it comes out this weekend, it's going to get crushed by Star Wars.
Yeah.
The next
Or
week.
yeah, next week.
So
Yeah.
I get it. All
Yeah.
right.
They have a good slot. I think it's early June 5th
Yeah,
or
June
something
5th.
like
Yeah,
that.
it's,
Yeah.
it's summer blockbuster, you know?
Diana, what'd you think? Gal riding lightning with the lasso.
So when I watched it, I watched the because they were at a convention in Brazil, and there was like it looked like 2 million people were there. I was there's a shit ton of people.
The numbers are like 3 or 4 times bigger than Comic-Con.
Yeah, it was fucking huge.
Huge
It was a
numbers.
sea of people. They gave people like
It's because Brazil's dope.
yeah, they gave people like gauntlets in the crowd. They gave them watches and shit. I was like, what the fuck? And they like Patty Jenkins came out. They came and introduced the thing. They had a little Q&A. Then they showed it live, and I was like, holy shit, this is it. And man, it starts out with Blue Monday.
Yes.
By this famous like 80s song that's been remade like 2-3 times. But I was just like, oh shit. You see Diana come out in like an old ass fucking Buick like Continental or whatever, walking down the red carpet and shit. I'm like, is this fucking
Showing all them legs.
yeah, I'm like, dude, this looks like Wall Street from like 87 or some shit. And then like they're like in a mall. And I'm like, is this Stranger Things? Like, holy shit, like this looks like an 80s film.
Yep.
But it has like 2000 graphics and shit. And we see Kristen Wiig, they're all talking and stuff, and I was like, okay.
You got to see this side by side if you haven't seen it on Twitter or anything like that, between Kristen Wiig's costumes and glasses and some of the things just from this trailer and Michelle Pfeiffer back in the Batman Returns movie.
Why? What? People are making comparisons?
Oh
how
yeah,
they look?
you could see it like she's channeling her in a lot of ways.
Well, I mean,
scene for scene.
I mean, they're both cat people.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. It's
But
you know,
one depending on who's writing, one turns into an actual like
anthropomorphic cat.
no food or dick, but just saying
Titties out, furry titties.
furry titties, but they're usually covered in like spots, so you can't see nipples.
Hey,
so
you gotta focus hard. Like back in the day when you didn't have Skinamax, but them little squiggly lines. Every now and again, you see a nipple.
So to be clear, we do not see Cheetah in this. We see Barbara.
Yes.
So I mean, watching the trailer, I was like, okay, Kristen Wiig's usually like the nerdy, like comedic chick, like she was in Ghostbusters and SNL, and then all of a sudden she comes out Bridesmaids. Yeah, she was a drunk, crazy chick, and then you see her in this. She comes out in her little black dress, and I was just like, whoa.
She looked good.
I
She
was
looked
like,
real
God
good.
dang. So I mean, she could bring it as Cheetah. We'll see, but we see Steve Trevor's back. As Stitch would say, the star is back.
How dare you?
He's back up in the fold, wearing famous like what fucking like looking like a Duran Duran fucking cover shoot or some
With the
shit.
fanny pack in
Yeah,
there, too.
fanny pack and everything. And then I did not know that Maxwell Lord was going to be in the film.
Yeah, you know who's playing him.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian,
Yep.
is now in Wonder Woman as
Totally different.
totally different, looking like a Miami Vice runner-up,
Mm-hmm.
Crockett and Tubbs up in there, and he's got that weird. He has literally Donald Trump's hair.
Pretty much, yeah.
He pretty much has the fucking toupee type shit, and he's up in this. People are saying that it's because, I mean, it's the trailer. We don't really know, but people are surmising that Maxwell Lord had something to do with bringing Steve Trevor into the 80s, current.
We gonna see.
We're gonna see, but I mean, we see him and Diana, I guess, have like a little thing, and we see fucking Kingdom Come. Wonder Woman's like outfit, her armor with wings and helmet, and
Golden
every fucking
Eagle.
thing. It was fucking crazy, and she sheds the wings like she just shrugs her shoulders and they just melt away. I'm just like, what the fuck? And then we see her with the lasso, riding lightning.
Don't sleep on all of the lasso.
I'm not sleeping, but the lasso has been broken before. I'm just gonna say that.
Not in the movie though.
Not in the movie, but it's been broken in the
It's
comics.
pretty rare.
Yeah. But in
Kronos,
fact,
get in here. Just let him get in. What'd you think of this one?
So I gotta be honest.
Go ahead.
Once I saw, was it Trevor Smith?
Steve Trevor,
Steve Trevor,
the star,
fucking
as
around.
Stitch would say.
God.
I'm like, y'all got some explaining to do.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Explaining on 2 points. All right. First of all, that motherfucker blew up in a plane. Second of all, that shit was a long time ago, and he hasn't aged a fucking day.
Yep.
So
That was World War One.
Yeah, y'all need to explain some shit. Like he didn't do some goddamn Captain America shit.
No.
So they need to explain that shit right away. If they don't explain that shit well, I'm gonna be like, fuck you.
I can
That shit don't
understand.
make any fucking sense.
I can understand that.
Yeah, that's like what, almost 40 fucking years in the future?
It's
More
like,
like
70.
60,
yeah, it's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
70, 68 years.
Oh, World War One. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
it was,
World War One.
I thought it was 2.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
It's a long time.
So
Jesus Christ.
at the time of the war, he's supposed to be like maybe in his early 20s
Yeah.
or something. So he should be 70, 80 in the 80s.
Also should be dead, but yeah.
Or that that too. I mean, but if he's alive, he should look like he's 80.
Maybe he got stuck in some alternate. I don't fucking know.
We
No
gonna see.
ID.
We gonna see.
Yeah, I think Warrior Fella he mentioned that Kristen Wiig's Barbara does not have a British accent, which was true.
True.
That's the
forgot
person who's going to play Cheetah. She should be British. So
Oh, okay. You know what's funny? Like when I've read her in the comics, I've never put like the British accent. Like when I've read it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like so, but I hear you. I mean, if it's
Yeah.
canon, it's canon.
I mean, when you Cheetah's been shown in like the Justice League,
Yeah,
like
you're right.
animated series, but she's not British in that either.
Yeah, that's true. But
So I mean,
she-
I get it.
It can still be she can still be good. But I mean, it's cool that it's Kristen Wiig. I mean, she's as far as like the person who plays her as like a normal person, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
But I'm curious to see how she looks as like
Cheetah.
because
Yep.
she needs to be like some yoked ass looking
Furry?
scary ass
Yeah.
furry like nightmare fuel.
I'm glad you put that in there because the fear should be there. She's a
Yeah.
physical presence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she will fuck most people up. And yeah, you can't have her looking like them rejects from Cats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
You can't have
dang.
any of that bullshit.
She should look like Serena Williams with like 50 more pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
And the claws, everything's got to look right. So, but we don't get that in this. But so far, I'm on board. I'm on board. I saw what I needed to see. You know, Diana doing her thing with the lasso, batting away bullets and shit.
Riding the lightning.
The riding the lightning, that shit got me. I was hyped for that.
I was like, holy shit.
Oh, they did that. But I'm like, the bitch can fly. So why
Yeah.
are we doing this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but it
That was so odd to me.
no, but
It was cool, but
you're right. But it was funny because in the Wonder Woman movie, she doesn't like fly
She, like,
all the time.
floats, kinda?
Like towards the end in that last scene with
She flew at the
Ares.
end.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
flew. But before that, she wasn't really. She was jumping. You know what I mean?
so
that's shit's odd.
Yeah.
Also in the trailer, her and Steve are in a plane where it looks like she's the pilot. So people are saying, is that her invisible plane?
Well,
They're gonna
okay. So
show.
let's say this right off the bat. The invisible jet shit was stupid as fuck.
So?
Wonder Woman flying is way cooler.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I know
but
it's part of
it's
old
part
school
of her
canon.
history, yep.
Yeah, I get the wink and the nod to the past, but it was always stupid.
I mean, it could be a little joke thing in the maybe cloaks. Maybe they switched it up a little bit. Don't know.
So all that shit I just said about my critiques. Let me say my final thoughts. First of all, we shit all over the fucking first trailer for Wonder Woman.
Was it the trailer though?
The trailer
It
actually
was
was
a
what
trailer.
is a trailer what Patty Jenkins said.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. I can't remember the
So
timeline.
with that being said, I will reserve. Patty Jenkins at this point gets a free pass from me because I critiqued her first of all what she said in her interview and the first trailer fucking hard, and she proved me the fuck wrong, and that movie was fucking awesome. So even though I said, hey, they need to explain some Steve Trevor, whatever the fuck his name is, they will. I expect her to do that.
Of course.
I mean, I have total faith in her as a director and being able to tell Wonder Woman story. Same thing with like riding lightning and shit like that. I totally expect her to do us proud. So I look forward to this movie because of what she did in her previous movie. Because that shit was dope. Even though to me, I didn't know her as a director, and I didn't like her vision, but her vision was awesome, and I was a dumbass. So
all good.
Yo.
All good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We'll fucking see with this one.
Yeah, I feel like because I thought it was just gonna be Cheetah. I had no idea about Maxwell Lord, so I'm even more hyped about it. I mean, we've seen, if you were watching Supergirl, Maxwell Lord is in the first season, and he was doing some shit. So
I'm not all that familiar with him. I'm gonna have to go into some history.
he's like a B-class Lex Luthor.
That's
yeah.
okay. That's
Basically.
I figured.
I guess his claim to fame is he started Justice League International, like a superhero group, but he had nefarious plans afterwards. So he's like one of the very few villains that started a hero group.
Okay, I'm down.
So,
We got to talk about some of these this Watchmen, man. Staying with some DC stuff,
Man.
because you watched it, right, Old Ninja?
yeah.
Holy fuck, Kronos, go ahead, set us up. Tell us what you thought.
Before we get started on this fucking show, let me just, everybody in fucking Hollywood, everybody making goddamn TV shows, it's TV shows especially, if you're making a TV show that, is all mysterious, you want to ask a bunch of questions, watch fucking Watchmen on how to make these goddamn shows. Because I'm tired of these. It's been really fucking prevalent in TV shows today. And it started with fucking Lost, and it's fucking rampant now. Where you have all this mysterious shit, and then you don't answer any of the mysterious shit questions, and you have more mysterious shit, and then you don't answer those questions either. And that shit, and then eventually they just assume that the watcher, the viewer, forgets about the mysterious shit.
Yep.
And we just move on. Watchmen was like, no, we're going to explain our mysterious shit, all right, in this goddamn season. Like, we know that, hey, what the fuck happened to, Dr. Manhattan?
Yes.
We're going to explain that shit.
Yes.
That's what the fuck you do. That's how you keep motherfuckers happy and keeping them coming. And that is why The Watchmen is now finally being called a hit show. One of the main reasons why. I know people, it was uncomfortable for America to watch. They were squirming and shit, watching, the true events that happened with Black Wall Street. And I get that it's uncomfortable, but the show is fucking good despite that. Actually, it's not despite that. That's part of what made it fucking awesome.
Exactly.
Because it was based on a true event, and then it went into, make-believe with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But this episode was great because it answered us a lot of questions on, first of all, what the fuck happened to Dr. Manhattan? And then second of all, what the fuck happened to the husband?
Yeah.
You know what
Cow.
I mean? The cow. Yeah. And I was just like, that was so excellent. They wrapped everything up with a nice little bow. There's more questions left.
Of course.
But it's far less than what we...
Absolutely.
Because like this show, it's a funnel of information, not a fucking not a branching tree of shit.
You got to get the actor's name, because shout out to I keep wanting to call him Black Manta. Now I want to call him Dr. Manhattan.
His name is Yaya.
Yaya
something. I can't pronounce his last name.
He's the dude from he's the Striking Vipers guy.
Yeah, exactly. Striking Viper, Black Manta. Shout out to him.
Yaya Abdul Mateen II.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Shout out to you, man. You're a good actor, man.
Yeah. He brought it, man. Look. First, for me, it was the little things. The stuff with him and Angela in the bar in Vietnam was great, because he's like, I'm going to hit on you, and 10 years from now, we're going to break up really, really tragically, but this is all going to work out. And you're just sitting there like, this is not going to work out. Yeah, like, this bitch is going to throw a fucking beer at your face, dude. Like,
he literally says, will you go to dinner with me because I love you? And she's all, who are you? Whomst it is?
because he rolls up on her on Dr. Manhattan Day, basically, in Vietnam, with a Dr. Manhattan mask talking about, I'm the real one. And she's like, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, with your bullshit. I love that. That whole back and forth fucking worked. And I love him trying to explain to her, time doesn't work for me the way it does for you, and that's going to be really frustrating for your ass. And she's just like, no, whatever. I don't even believe you, but we gonna fight. We gonna fight every time. Anyway, go. What do you think, Old Ned?
Man, that's one hell of a fucking opening line, like a pickup line, like, "Can I take you to dinner? Because I love you." But then if you spin it right, I mean, I guess you got blue balls up in your face.
I just sat down and tell him, my name's Tyrone. I'm going to give you this dick.
Oh, damn. Holy shit. But I was just like, holy shit. Like, it was like Dr. Manhattan Day is the anniversary of Angela's parents' death. Mm-hmm. And she's a cop. Last she said she was going to be. She's a cop in Saigon. Or not Saigon, Vietnam. I don't know if she's in Saigon. Doesn't tell us. But Dr. Manhattan, who's been gone for however long, he explains to her basically in backwards fashion.
Yep.
From like what happens in the future to what's going on with them now, where he's been, how their lives are going to be.
Yeah.
And basically how to deal with, I guess, a traumatic. Oh, there's a gap in his memory.
Yeah.
And that's explained as well too. And it's like
gap, yeah.
Yeah, and it's literally the gap is everything we as an audience has witnessed.
But here's the thing, like with a comic book, we're kind of used to this like time jumping conversational things. The way that this flowed in a TV series was effective because I'm like, you're on the edge of your seat. You want to see what the fuck he says next because it's giving you clues about what's about to happen in this episode and what's happened in subsequent episodes, like from the very beginning of this series. You know what I mean? Like one by one by one. And at the same time, you're just like, this guy is talking in semi-riddles, you know? And you feel for Angela because you're just like, this motherfucker is frustrating as shit. But the thing that got me is when they go into the morgue and he's just like, I don't really give a fuck. You choose, but you've already decided, basically.
Yeah, well, yeah, because she showed him 3 potentials, and then he knew that she was hiding one from him.
Yep.
And she's like, well, you haven't showed me everything. Show me everything. And she does, and she's like kind of like reluctant, but then she's like, well, this is the one that I really like. But he's like, you didn't show this to me, but if you like him, boom, all of a sudden, voila, he's Black Manta.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, what the fuck? And it's like, dude, why did she hide that from him from the first place?
Dude,
which is strange.
How about the pool scene? Sorry, I know we're jumping around all over the place.
You jumping way far ahead.
But when she's in the pool talking to her grandfather via Dr. Manhattan from 10 years ago, asking him about Don Johnson.
Chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, you talk about some writing.
Well, he said that let me give some shout outs right now. All right. So the director of the episode is Nicole Caskell. Shout out to you.
Yep.
You did an excellent job directing. And the writers, Jeff Jensen and Damon Lindelof.
Oh, series creator.
Yeah. Shout out to all 3 of you. This episode was the whole fucking show was excellent. Mm-hmm. But I know in the seasons you change directors and writers, right?
Yeah.
So in this episode was fucking great. Like it was so fucking good.
Dude, I can't get over even the fight when they just finished or maybe are in the middle of having sex, right?
They were fucking.
Yeah. Okay.
Fucking.
Yeah, in the middle of fucking.
She tells him to shut up.
Yep.
And
he's
stop
like,
talking. You're fucking.
Or where are you? You know what I mean? And because he's off somewhere else at the same time that he's there fucking her, and he's like, oh, we're already in the middle of the fight. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, that's what's weird. It's like if you can tell the future, it's like you can avoid these things.
Yeah.
Like just keep fucking.
Yeah, man.
But then maybe it's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that I mean. You could start having a philosophy class just on this episode.
Yeah. Cause see I can already see what happens. Like if something happens, like while you're fucking or doing whatever.
Yep.
And then the fight gets worse way down the line.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So.
But he's so aloof. He's so kind of distant. But at the same time, he's a god.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he does not talk like a human. And I love that about him. Nothing he said is human-like because if you don't have the same perception of time, things don't work the same for you.
Yeah, he never I love how they always keep to this simple premise of when he's talking as Dr. Manhattan, he always uses the present.
Yep.
Never the past or the future. He always uses the present tense.
Yeah.
And that's what gets really I mean, we all know because the way they write it.
Yeah.
What the fuck he's talking about.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, if it was like a shittier writer, then you'd be very fucking confused.
Such a great point.
Yeah.
Such a great point. But I like when he rolls up on Reeves and just like, hey, your granddaughter. He was like, the fuck, Who are you? What do you want? What do you mean you're Dr. Manhattan? You a black man coming to my house in New York? Like, what the fuck? You are crazy. But he's able to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And we didn't even get on the stuff with Ozzy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you want to explain that one?
So
I got a theory on this shit. Too.
yeah, it was weird because like this is probably the first time we see Ozzy on Earth.
Yep.
And his link to everyone else, and his link is Dr. Manhattan. And it was weird because instead of blue balls, it's fucking black balls rolling up to his spot, just swinging, cocking all out. And I'm just like, seriously, dude? Like,
But that's Dr. Manhattan.
yeah, it was Dr. Manhattan. I guess when you're an omnipotent god, you don't really need fucking clothes. You just slang your dick everywhere you need to. And so Ozzy
This is God dick.
Yeah.
You know?
And Ozzy didn't give a shit. He knew he was there. He's all, what's up, old friend? Like, what happened? He's all, how come my utopia didn't happen? They love their weapons too much. And they have this conversation. And he's like, well, I can show you utopia because I built it. And he's like, well.
And now we know exactly where it is.
Yeah, we know exactly where it is. And we know how Ozzy got there.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, shit. He literally sent them in an
He
instant.
tricked his ass. But for a reason, this is where my theory comes in.
Ooh, go ahead. Speculate.
By speculating. He sent, because he knew that there was a 10-year gap with his memory, he tricked Ozzy to go there, and he kept him there for a certain amount of time so he can help him when he eventually wakes up. Because he's the smartest man on Earth, and he can see things that Dr. Manhattan cannot.
I like it.
Because that's how he tricked him before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By use logic to trick Dr. Manhattan. And if you read the first comic or watch the first movie, it still has the basic premise of how he tricked him. So yeah, I think that he needs Vite. He needs him to help him straighten out some variables that he can't get across.
I got it.
So
I think that's a very viable theory. I like it. But
Yeah.
man, he gives him the ring, you know.
Yeah.
So the ring is an inhibitor in his brain to block out his forethought, I guess.
Well, no, it blocks all of his powers.
And
Oh, yeah,
memory
it was
too,
Yeah, he can only use it
As
like a reflex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Answered another question.
on the White Knight stuff.
Yes, how he survived. Because he just vaporized motherfuckers.
Yep.
And then forgot.
Yeah.
And hence how the followers of Rorschach knew where he was because they got vaporized. There's people because there's a
Well,
witness.
you wouldn't know if you got vaporized.
Well, no, the people that survived
Definitely
that attacked, that ran back, that didn't kill.
No, I don't
Angela.
think. I
I
don't
thought
think
they would
that's
get
what
arrested,
happened.
right?
No,
No, because they skated back into their little.
I don't think that's
cubby
what
holes.
happened. Because well, first they didn't show it, and second of all, I don't think you would have let anybody survive. I think we just killed them all. I think that the police chief was a fucking KKK guy.
Yeah.
So I think that was like the main thing.
So I mean,
so
somehow,
is the senator.
somehow
Yeah.
they knew he was on Earth.
I
and
just
they-
gave you two reasons.
Well, do we know that the police chief knew who he was?
I don't know yet. I mean, but we know that there's like this organization seems to be a little bit more far-reaching than we previously thought. I mean, they are somehow these rednecks are figuring out teleportation technology.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say
So-
they got Rick Sanchez like tech.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got a portal gun.
On the back of a pickup.
Yeah, exactly.
And a fucking it's very difficult to acquire a fucking 50 caliber machine gun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they had that shit. They made it technical. They put it on the fucking back of a truck.
They have planes.
Yeah.
They have the ability to the manpower and the weapons to do like the suicide bombing and to dig that whole tunnel.
Yeah.
I mean, they're well funded.
And it's also like it made more sense as it answered partially answered all my questions as to why the 7th Cavalry was using the Rorschach mask is because Dr. Manhattan killed Rorschach. So I think that's the main motivation for them to get Dr. Manhattan for all this like weird shit that they were doing. It was all to get Dr. Manhattan. Why they're all fucking Caucasian, I have no fucking clue. But that's their main motivation is to get Dr. Manhattan and to basically steal his powers. So that part of it was like, oh, I fucking get it now.
Okay.
He totally killed that guy because Rorschach knew the truth. So I'm fairly certain in the oncoming episodes that they're gonna say that. I'm pretty sure the cop that picked. I'm pretty sure it was a fucking cop. Because at the end of the book and the movie, I think there's a cop that found the Rorschach journal.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
I think that's the person that started this shit. It's like, oh, this is the fucking truth.
Okay.
And I think that's probably the split of like the cops.
Maybe.
thought
he knew the truth.
I thought Rorschach mailed it to someone in case he died. Did he?
It ended up being, I'm pretty sure, at least in the movie. I gotta go back and because I have a fucking comic. I gotta go back and read it.
I have it too. In fact, I brought it, but I left it. I brought it last week, so I was gonna break out some, but I left it at home this week. But yeah,
Oh, well.
I know someone gets it. Someone gets his journal,
Yeah.
but I don't remember exactly how.
In the movie, it was a cop.
Okay.
So he happened because it was in somebody put it in like evidence or some shit. I mean, not evidence, but they just like put it somewhere, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then he started to read it. Maybe somebody in the chat, if they read the comic, you can let me know if I'm incorrect. If it was in the comic,
Man, it's been so while.
been a while.
I've read it a couple times, but it's been a few years
yeah, it's
now.
been a while.
You
Yeah,
know?
we're old, so you know, shit happens.
No, but again, great episode. How many do we have left for watching?
I think one.
Is it one or two?
I think it's only one.
Shit, man, I can't let this
I think
show go.
because it's answered like a good 95% of the questions. So, and I think I won't be surprised if we get a cliffhanger for season finale.
What's the wiki say? One more?
Well, Wiki says 9, but the Wiki doesn't always have the exact number of episodes. So hold on, let me see.
Okay.
So it's just like there was a lot of the whole chicken and egg we didn't really fully go into, but where Angela does ask about her grandfather, and then like Dr. Manhattan says, "This is the paradox. What came first, the chicken or the egg?" And like when the grandfather was just like, "Who is these people she's asking me about?" And he looks at her, he's all, he doesn't know. And she's like, and she immediately got it. She's like, did I set these events in motion?
Yep.
Is this my fault? This whole thing started because I did this.
Loop, yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. That fucking blew my mind right there. I was like, oh shit.
It is 9 episodes.
Oh, so one more?
Yeah, one more.
Oh,
God damn it.
I know, it's a bummer.
That's my balls deflating right there.
But we're excited. I mean, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Just sticking with DC a little bit.
I mean, to quote Stitch, again, the most powerful being in the world in that show is a black man.
Yes. Yeah. Black Manta.
Well, it's a white guy in a black man's body.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how Ozzy said something about it. He was like, in 2019, we can't do this. He's frowned upon.
He did. He's all, you know what they do to your kind. So
It was great.
it's a blue man in a black man's body.
But it started out as a white guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He did.
He's a little German boy or something, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They show him as a German boy.
Yeah.
And the two people
Yeah.
that showed him kindness.
I love that. I love the building of Utopia and what it's all based on.
And it showed us, that episode showed us why those two particular clones look the way they are, because they had a history on Earth. And
that was the first porn he watched.
Yeah.
He was on the background.
Yeah.
With his Viewmaster or some shit.
Like, I don't
and
know
then
what
like,
they're doing.
And then Dr. Manhattan left Ozzy with a pool of embryos.
Yeah.
It was like fucking crazy.
Yeah. All right, real quick. I hate this news. It looks like fucking Warner Brothers. You were on a hot streak with me, goddammit, and you had to fuck it up. You trying to do a Flash movie with shitty ass Ezra?
Oh, see.
What the
I mean, we
entire-
all knew this was coming.
Warner Bros. Was on a hot streak with you? With what movies?
I mean, obviously Shazam and Joker worked, and then we got Wonder Woman has a trailer.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, these were that was a good streak going, and now I'm hearing this. This is entirely disappointing to me. Ezra was awful, categorically awful in Justice League, and he runs funny. He's not a good Barry Allen. I don't give a fuck what anybody
Is
says.
he like a Steven Seagal runner?
He's even worse. It's like it's flimsy hands and all this, you know, dinosaur
Have you
long.
seen Steven Seagal run?
It's been a while. If Fat Steven Seagal or 80s skinny
It
Steven
doesn't
Seagal.
matter what Steven. First of all, Fat Steven Seagal cannot run.
Yeah.
Let me enlighten you. Let's keep bullshitting for a second.
Yeah, but Ezra's awful. Ezra's fucking. I want a Flash movie. This is important to have. But
I mean, Ezra's whatever to me. I'm just like, whatever. I don't care.
you didn't like him in fucking Justice League.
He was whatever. I mean, I wasn't like all butthurt like you and like your other rant about other bullshit.
Ezra was one of the worst parts of Justice League, and that had a lot of errors.
Well, and he was a coward. That was the main thing.
Yeah,
he was. He was a fucking coward.
They didn't even take the time to explain how he has a billion-dollar suit.
Look,
Oh
look,
my
look,
god!
Look
What
at
the
that
fuck
fucking
is-
run. Who
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck
weird.
runs like
That's
that?
weird.
That's when he was skinny too.
Yeah, that's. Oh, look at the arms. The arms. Yeah, and the tight jean.
Who
Yeah.
the fuck runs like that?
Yeah, he's not catching anybody.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, that's pretty.
The hair slowing him down.
These are in different movies too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The weird like fucking arm
flailing.
circles.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. He keeps his arms real, or his at least the upper
All
part of his
flimsy.
arms real close.
That's like the Conor McGregor arms.
It's
when
good
you-
for like. I'll be honest. If you grapple a lot, it's good to keep your elbows in. But definitely when you're running, don't keep your
Yeah,
elbows
running
in.
ain't the same
Yeah.
thing. That's not the same sport. But show shitty ass Ezra.
damn.
Ezra's running was just odd. It didn't look right, man. He bothered me.
he
And
didn't-
he was a neurotic Barry. That doesn't work.
I mean,
I blame him.
He's not the. According to the CW Barry, who's like everybody loves. Apparently in the comics, he's not, because Barry Allen's not my favorite. I guess.
There was one
Runner,
slow-mo
but-
scene where he's doing it.
I don't know. I mean, he usually
Yeah.
they don't really show him run that much. It's usually just lightning and him just like sparking everything, and then he's gone.
There was one where he was in like the accelerator or some bullshit, and he's running towards it to do the blue lightning. I can't remember what the fuck part. I'm trying to block out that movie from my mind. But nobody was like excited about Ezra doing shit with this role after this movie.
I mean, it's like whatever. Like I said, he wasn't. He was just like there, you know, like he was there to like, as he says, push people around.
Yeah. I
Like-
think that was the scene. Yeah, that scene.
This scene where he's
He's
like
just-
he's in slow mo. He's not even running.
Yeah, but he doesn't look right. It just, he's clumsy with the shit.
If you say so.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
I'll have to find the whatever scene. Maybe it was Batman versus Superman
Oh,
briefly
maybe.
too.
Maybe you were just bullshitting.
Yeah.
But Ezra was awful.
It wasn't good. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah,
mean-
so we'll see. But they're talking about doing this for 2021, and I do want a Flash movie. You know, but the other thing that they're doing, we're getting a Matrix movie, Matrix 4.
So you see this shit? Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 are supposed to drop same day.
That is going to be Keanu Reeves' day forever.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's a bad look though.
yeah.
They're both rated R movies, right?
Well, it can't be May 4th because that's Star Wars Day pretty much.
Yeah, it won't
so,
be May 4th.
Yeah, I would imagine. I guess it's supposed to be in May in 2021, but I mean,
I feel like it's so far out, they'll probably change that.
I
feel
would
like they
imagine
will.
because I figured they'll be like, oh, we really can't like confuse people like this because like I would see both in that same weekend. I'm
course.
like, I see Matrix 4 and I got to see John Wick.
Could you
I'll
picture
see
someone
both.
coming up? Hey, give me 2 tickets for the movie with not John Wick, but for Keanu Reeves,
yeah.
and then you get like a ticket for something that maybe you didn't want to see, or you get it for Matrix. You didn't want to see Matrix. You wanted to see. Nah, they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it.
We'll see.
We will fucking see.
I mean, things are probably going to change, and plus shooting schedules can fuck up. So
Well, look at how we talked about how much Wonder Woman was pushed back, like a
Yeah,
full year.
whole year.
So things happen. Did y'all see The Mandalorian?
yeah, of
Fuck
course.
yeah, I did.
I saw it when it dropped. Boy.
Which one? I'm sorry, I watched like 3 in a row. the last one, not the shrimp one, right? This is the one with the what's her name? Ming Ya, right?
Oh, Ming Na Wen.
How the
Yeah.
fuck is she? How is she so fine at this age?
She's in her 50s, right?
Yeah, she's like 50.
56.
Yeah, she's like 55, something
What
like
the
that.
fuck?
Damn. I thought we were gonna see a bit more of her though.
She beats the homeboy's ass.
Yeah,
So,
but I wanted more.
I mean, we see the Mandalorian go back to Tatooine. So
That's
someplace everyone recognizes, everyone sees, and this is post return, post Empire. So the Empire's gone. We see stormtroopers' helmets on fucking pikes and shit, and we see the bar that didn't want droids being run by a droid. We see this new character
Hold on.
sitting.
Didn't he sit? There was a scene where they were sitting in the same seats.
I was just
Yep.
about to
Like-
say.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go
he
ahead,
just sat in the
explain.
same. This Disney Channel dude. I guess he's on Descendants or something. He's on the Disney Channel or something. But he sits in the same spot Han Solo sat where he shot Greedo, because Han shot first.
He sure did.
Fuck that shoot at the same time bullshit. Han fucking slide, like CGI sliding neck fucking bullshit. No. Han shot first, blown the shit out of fucking Greedo. And
Greedo had that shit coming, though.
Yeah, he did.
He knows what he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he knew what he did. Exactly. So we see this new dude. He's like new to the Bounty Hunter Guild. He's got his marker.
We ain't in it yet.
Yeah, well,
He's trying to get in it.
He's trying to get his whatever, his clout, right? And he's got to go after a mercenary, and the Mandalorian knows. He's like, dude, if you go after this, you dead. Like, you don't know what you're doing. You just run in your mouth. He's like, well, I need your help. Woo, woo, woo. So he basically cons the Mandalorian because he needs money because his ship is fucked up. Because he was in a fucking space battle, which was cool, by the way.
That was nice to see, yeah.
So they go after Ming-Na Wen's character, they go after her on fucking swoop bikes. They go after her and, like, she's out there, she's tagging them from, like, miles away with their fucking sniper.
I love that. That's a great scene.
So they come with the plan to come at her at night and blind her so she can't see. They show up. The rookie dude thinks she can take her. She mops him up. Mops him all over the sand.
Quickly.
And then, like, the Mandalorian comes in to back dude up. They manage to catch her. But one of the bikes she blew up, so they can't take her back on it. So they need, like, transportation to take her back. Why the Mandalorian ends up leaving, saying, "Hell, you don't trust me, so I'm gonna go get the fucking ride." So Fennec, she's all like, "Well, you know why? Like, what's going on with him? His armor's worth more than me. His, like, reputation's worth more than me. Apparently, he stole a child. If you bring him back, like, he's gonna be worth a whole lot more than me." And he's like, "Oh shit, maybe I should do it." And then blow, fucking blast her. He's
in
all,
the
"Thanks
gut,
for the
right?
tip." Yeah, he blasts her in the gut. So everyone says that she's dead.
I don't
think she's dead
She
at all.
better not be. Like,
Yeah,
hold on. Out of all of the characters we've seen in this show so far, she's the biggest, most recognizable actress or actor.
But
I would say in terms of faces we've seen,
compared to, like, fucking
more than Carl Weathers.
no, well, not Carl, but fucking
Talking about
Gina
Carano?
Carano. Yeah,
Yeah.
Carl.
Ming-Na Wen is a bigger.
Way bigger. Yeah.
Gina, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Gina Carano.
Yeah,
but
I
I
do
love
too.
her for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
So it's not just from acting.
Exactly. I mean, come on now. This is and she's been on S.H.I.E.L.D. for all those years, right?
She has
Yeah.
been. She's in a numerous amount of stuff.
Yeah. So I just don't want to see an actor of that caliber going out and that quickly.
Yeah.
She's a badass. She needs to be alive.
So homeboy, he leaves her dead. He comes back. He steals Baby Yoda, and, like, tries to hold the baby as hostage. And then the Mandalorian ends up besting him. He shoots him while he's holding Baby Yoda. And so the person he left the baby in care of, she freaks out. It's like, "Where's the baby? Where's the baby?" And he's just chilling behind the thing. He's like, "Oh, is this over? Oh, I'm just waiting for y'all to finish y'all fucking up." And so the new guy, he's pretty much dead. Because he got shot in the chest. Sparks flew out and shit. And then, like, he thanks the lady for repairing the ship. And then we see, like, I guess an after credit scene. It's not really after credits. But someone goes to the body of Fennec. And he, like, inspects her. Everyone's saying that it's probably Boba Fett. I'm like, no. I'm pretty sure it's going to be... It's Giancarlo's character. He plays Moff Gideon. So that's my guess, because he hasn't shown up yet.
That's true.
So I'm assuming that he's there. He's inspecting her. Maybe they patch her up, and then they go on, and they're probably going to chase the Mandalorian. We will see. The new episode drops Friday.
What'd you think of this, Kronos?
I mean, I liked it. It's a good episode. I like it because it's like it's a Star Wars fucking Western show. Like, it's very enjoyable for me to see these really well funded Star Wars shows come out. You know what I mean? So, like, for most Star Wars fans, like, you have to wait for either the very well funded movies or watch animated shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's no good Star Wars live action shows. There's none.
Was there?
Besides
We
this.
got a recent good video game though. Give
Well,
him,
yeah,
give it
that's-
credit, but yeah,
But that's not a show.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, there's been 2 TV movies that I know and a Christmas special.
Yeah, we don't talk about that shit no more.
Mm.
So let's not do that. So I mean, it's good that they went this route for Disney Plus, and this is like their main. You know what? I heard there's like a lot of people are going to cancel Disney Plus
That's dumb.
after this. I'm just like, they have a lot of shit coming down the pipe. So I mean, you can cancel if you want, but you're gonna rebuy it. I mean,
Yeah, again,
maybe.
it's not just this.
yeah. What are you gonna do? Rebuy every month? Like, you might as well just keep it because there's gonna be more content coming.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
they've announced multiple Marvel shows.
Yeah, I would say if you're not into the Marvel shows, maybe you're into only Star Wars. Maybe that's what some of the people are thinking. I don't know because I don't know are there other Star Wars shows coming?
So if you're into just Star Wars, maybe just the live action, but I believe end of next month, Clone Wars gets a new season, and then Star Wars,
For animated.
Star Wars Resistance, they get their second season. So more shit's coming.
Okay,
So
fair enough.
Within the next 3 months coming.
Gotcha.
So
All right, good shit. Yeah, a solid episode all the way around.
Did you watch them bots?
I didn't.
I just finished
I
it.
didn't. But go ahead, y'all.
No, I'm not gonna talk about it.
Yeah, it's different.
I mean, y'all could, speak on. Tell us.
No,
Tell-
well, because I want to, because this will be infinitely more enjoyable if Stitch is on.
Okay. Goddamn. All right.
Yeah,
Something must have happened with Dom.
Yeah.
So I do got to drop a little tidbit. Did y'all know that his girl, the actress that plays Dom, Grace Gummer, she's the daughter of Meryl Streep?
No fucking way.
Really?
Yes, she's one of her 4 kids.
Oh shit.
And I was like, what the fuck? This is Grace Gummer is one of Meryl Streep's daughters. And I was like, what the fuck? And then they show a picture.
Like biological daughter.
Biological daughter.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh shit, there's a picture of Meryl Streep with red hair. It's like
Young Meryl.
Yeah, young Meryl, obviously. But it looks like Grace.
What the fuck?
I was like,
She is
holy shit.
Such a so most of the pretty much every character in this goddamn show are very complicated.
Mr. Dead.
And her fucking character was complicated. And this episode was just like, it was so sad in the end for fucked up reasons.
Yeah,
And I was
like-
just like, dude, what the fuck?
This episode was like Mr. Robot doing 16 candles.
God damn.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I need to watch this tonight.
That's
Like,
literally what it was.
It was so fucked up. I was just like, dude, it made me sad.
All right, so we're going to table this one then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll table this one.
Can I hear a little bit about? I didn't watch it, but I do want to hear. What did y'all think of this Infinite Crisis? The internet is blowing up about it.
Crisis
watch
on
it,
Infinite Earths. All right, this shit is fucking wild. I'm gonna explain the first 90 seconds of this to y'all because this fucked me up.
Go ahead.
So it literally starts off like a fucking comic, right? You know when they talk about the universe, it starts with a fucking blank fucking panel or whatnot. It starts like that. The Antimatter talks about how the universe came to being and how the multiverse came into being, right? So we settle on our first Earth. Our first Earth is Earth 89 in Gotham with the Danny Elfman Batman theme playing in the background.
Oh, shit.
You see the gothic look of Gotham with a red sheer behind it because it's the antimatter wave, which will be the theme. So the antimatter wave is coming. We see Robert Wool, who originally played the reporter in 89 Batman, sitting on a park bench reading the paper when it looks like Michael Keaton's Batman. I mean, it's the suit from 89 Batman, but in the background is the bat symbol, but it looks like the Batman Beyond symbol.
Oh shit.
So I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then they get wiped out by the antimatter wave. Then it goes to Earth 9. And on that, they have Hawk and fucking, god dang it, what's, not Tony Todd, Jason Todd, there you go. So Jason Todd from DC Universe's Titans. They're both looking at what looks like an antimatter wave, and then they get wiped out. So they acknowledge that the streaming show
Is in here.
is connected within the multiverse, and then it goes to Earth X, where it shows the ray from the crossover from 2 years ago, crossover on Earth X. The ray is patrolling, flying through, and then the antimatter wave comes in and wipes out that planet. Then it goes to Earth 66.
Batman 66.
Batman 66.
Oh,
where,
shit. That's
so they
cool.
showed the actor that was originally Robin, because obviously Adam West is gone. But the actor who originally played Robin, He has a red sweater on, and he has like the Robin, the green and yellow like tie, not tie, but collar, and he says something to the effect like holy crimson rave is death. And then they get wiped out, and then like crisis starts. That's literally the first 90 seconds to show you the scope of like all of these like past shows, all these past like universes, all like existing and being one. The show it starts on Supergirl, so Earth 38, which is hers. The wave is coming. They're still dealing with their own storyline, but then this new event shows up. The Earth's being torn apart. They're trying to evacuate people, dealing with, wrapping up pretty much what happened on their Earth throughout the season till now. They parallel what happened to Alexander Luthor in the comics.
Okay.
Instead, it happens to Jonathan Kent, because Lois and Clark have a kid, and they're on Argo, and they have like minutes to escape. They literally have the exact same lines from Superman the movie, where Marlon Brando says to Kal-El when he sends him out. They say the same thing, send him to Earth. Argo gets wiped out.
This is fan servicey after fan service.
Yeah, pretty much. They fucking are dealing with an evacuation of epic proportions. They're trying to evacuate 7 billion people. They managed to get 1 billion. They bring the aliens on the Earth 38 help, like with the evacuation. They bring their ships. They bring the ship from the Legion of Superheroes from the 31st century. They get 1 billion off, bring them Earth 1. Earth 38 gets wiped out.
Damn.
That's pretty much the premise of that. A major hero that tries to help everyone escape, they die. Like a major. If you plan to watch this,
I'm gonna watch it, but put it out there. Oh, now I'm
Oliver
curious.
Queen dies. He dies at the end of the episode,
shit.
and he gets like a little hero send off. He dies saving people, and it affects like the rest of the.
Did he say I am Iron Man? Snap.
No, they just bring in his body. They bring in his body. He's all beaten up, fucked up.
Damn.
He dies on the table telling his grown daughter that he loves her. So that's how Crisis pretty much starts.
Holy
The
fuck.
killing of a major hero, the acknowledgement of all these other fan servicey stuff. There's also a complement show, kind of like Walking Dead had The Talking Dead.
Yeah.
They have Crisis Aftermath. It's hosted by Kevin Smith.
Oh, shit.
And they have like writers, directors, cast, and like producers on the show. Like Mark Guggenheim kind of he put out a spoiler out there saying that Marv Wolfman came back because he wrote Crisis.
Yeah.
He came back to write.
I bet that dude.
Yeah.
Talk to him and shit.
Yeah,
I remember you was talking about. Yeah, you said he was cool as shit.
Yeah, he was cool. He's really tall, though. It was pretty cool. Marv Wolfman comes back. Apparently, he gets to tell an exclusive story on the Crisis timeline. A story that I guess he was working with in the 80s. He tried to do it in the 90s. Now we get to see live action first time the origins of the Anti-Monitor and the Monitor together. And he came in and he wrote it. It will air in January. It is the Arrow episode, and Marv Wolfman wrote that. And so I was just like, holy shit. Not only that, like, this is a huge, like, event. This is huge, both both from a, I guess, a TV standpoint, as well as, bringing this many heroes and whatnot again. Like, we're never going to see anything like this. The third episode of The Crisis brought in a Fox DC character into the show.
So Lucifer?
Yes, Lucifer shows up on the fucking crossover.
Now he's Netflix, right?
Yeah, now it's Netflix, but I mean originally on Fox, but now he's on. Now he has a connection to Constantine, so him and Constantine have a little like
Brought everybody back. For
yeah,
this
they
shit.
yeah. Well,
Because wasn't Constantine an NBC show?
it was
Or
NBC.
CBS?
Yeah, it was NBC, but
For a season, right?
Yeah,
but-
it didn't last long.
yeah, but they brought him back into Arrow season 3, and then he became a legend.
Oh,
so
okay.
he's been on Legends for 2 seasons.
Same
So-
actor, right?
Yeah, same actor. Matt Ryan came back to revive Constantine, so he's been a series regular for a while, for 2 years now. So, but him and Lucifer have a little banter. They obviously have history, because he knew where to find him. He goes to Earth 666 to find Lucifer.
Nice.
So, I mean, they showed Ashley Scott from Birds of Prey, which we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Wait, so the Birds of Prey...
The TV series,
okay.
which was on UPN, They brought her back, talking to Barbara Gordon, and their Earth gets wiped out. So literally, like, all these Earths are getting wiped out. And then they have Black Lightning airs during the Crisis, but it's not part of the Crisis kind of like timeline.
Okay, that's kind of weird. They always do that with that show.
No. You know when big comic book events happen, right?
Yeah.
There's always the other comics that are still running, but whatever event affects those comics that are running, that's literally what happened.
Oh, so there are some tangible things.
Oh yeah,
okay.
So literally the Black Lightning episode happens where the antimatter wave shows up. Nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows what's going on. Whereas Flash and Arrow, they knew it was coming. They're dealing with, what is this? Is this government created because they're battling the government? Is this something new and different? And then the wave affects Black Lightning's daughter. So she phases into other Earths. So she meets her Earth 2 counterpart, her Earth 1 counterpart, and you find out that the Black Lightning on Earth 1, where most of the stuff takes place, he's depowered. And he got depowered by his daughter.
You got DPC'd?
No, what the fuck?
I don't know.
So he's depowered, and then he gets shot on the show. He gets killed. So
All right.
Earth 1 Black Lightning gets shot and killed. And we see it. So it was pretty interesting to deal with this antimatter wave, and it looks like his daughter may be an essential part, because she like phases out and turns into, I think, pure energy or some shit. Something. I don't know what the fuck, but Black Lightning gets saved just like all the other heroes last minute before he gets wiped out, and he's brought into the Crisis with the rest of the heroes.
So we're in the middle of it right now, though,
So
right?
we're more little, because there's 5 episodes.
But you've seen 3.
The third one aired. We won't see it again until January. I mean, this is going all out, both in front of the camera and behind the scenes. Jeff Johns is in producing along with Mark Guggenheim. There's a couple other writers that came back. Obviously, Marv Wolfman came back to write. Like, they're pulling out like everything.
But no shitty ass Snyder, right?
No,
Obviously,
no,
yeah,
no
yeah.
He's not
Snyder.
involved with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not involved with the TV stuff. But I mean,
But hold on. According to the internet, there's a Zack Snyder cut of everything.
Oh god.
So let's pay attention to Zack. I fucking can't stand that shit with the Zack Snyder. Who gives a shit about the Zack Snyder cut of fucking anything?
a lot of people do. Apparently.
No, they're those people they're loud idiots.
Yeah.
Like, as if he made decent movies. Like, he made them a while ago, but once you start getting into DC after like the first one, he started making shitty movies that made no goddamn sense. So fuck him and fuck his cuts.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say hashtag y'all don't deserve the Snyder cut, because everybody's all about me. Let's not forget this dude was suffering through a family tragedy, which people are trying to say it's conspiracy
I
shit.
am not even trying to touch his family tragedy.
No, but
what I'm saying is, don't say that people don't deserve the Snyder cut. What I'm saying is that his movies were not good.
I'm saying they don't deserve it because they are overshadowing that this man was working through a family tragedy, and yet they want him to continue to work to reverse something that happened.
Stop. His family tragedy did not span multiple movies.
No, it didn't.
Okay, so let's
one
end that
movie.
fucking nonsense.
Yeah, it was one movie. It was Justice League, and again, I wasn't there. I wasn't on the set or whatever, but the final result was a mess. Warner Brothers released it. Joss Whedon couldn't save it, and I like Joss Whedon a whole lot. It was probably a mess when he left or removed himself.
And he did. What was it? He did a bunch of other movies that were not good. People just seemed to like. Hold on, let me bring up.
Yeah,
let me pull up
Sucker-
fucking receipts.
He did The
Sucker
Watchmen.
Punch.
He did the 300, and then he did Man of Steel, which was
He did Sucker Punch.
Beavis. You know?
Those were all not great movies.
Yeah, I mean
Like,
they've
what the
had some
fuck?
problems.
People just seem to like overshadow that shit, as if he was some excellent director that made billions of dollars
Yeah,
in the box office, but he didn't.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I for as far as what happened with his family, like, that's a tragedy.
Yeah.
But as far as like what he did in the box office, that was also a tragedy.
I mean, wait, hold on. According to the Oathbreaker and his girl Wonder Girl, who keeps reporting numbers about Beavis, about how much money it made. Apparently, it made more money than a number of Marvel films. Apparently, she's saying it's like the greatest of all time.
Oh, it's not.
Which
It's,
you keep retweeting.
no. I don't retweet that stuff.
Yeah, you do.
Beavis had a decent box office run, but here's the problem with that, though. Context is all that matters. If you put Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, the Holy Trinity, plus Lex Luthor and
Alexander Luthor.
Alexander Luthor and Doomsday in the same movie, you can't tell me Warner Brothers didn't hope that movie would be a billion and a half.
So here's the thing. All right, listen. So he's a director and a producer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the problem is that I think most people give him credit for movies that he produced
Oh, you
that
can't
he
do
didn't
that.
direct.
Can't do
All
that.
right. So he is billed with Wonder Woman, but he
not the
didn't direct
director.
that.
Yeah.
He produced that.
Yeah.
He didn't direct it. All right. So
I'll give him credit for casting Gal in Beavis.
and that's fine, but he didn't direct it.
Yeah.
You know, the movies that he did direct that I know of are I said this for a long time. Zack Snyder, he's done an okay job with taking frame for frame comic book movies, and I've said this multiple times. Like
Watchmen and 300.
Watchmen 300. All right, and even then, Watchmen didn't do well in the box office.
Sure didn't.
But it wasn't a bad movie. Like I watched it recently. I watched it back in the day. It's not a bad movie. It didn't do well in the box office, so I can't deny that it didn't do well.
Dawn of the Dead's on there. That did well.
Sucker Punch didn't do. What define well to me?
Dawn of the Dead? That was a zombie movie that made $100 million.
$100 million is not good to me, or even well, or any sort of fucking decent.
I would only say 100 million is good if you have like a
$50 million budget?
No, if you have like a production budget in the 10 to 20 million, then the 100 million is great. Yeah,
But listen, Sucker Punch, Man of Steel, Watchmen, Beavis, Justice League. These were all
they underperformed.
Yeah,
all three of those underperformed. The other one that everybody forgets about, did he do the sequel to 300 that didn't do well?
No, he's
The Rise of the Empire?
No.
He's producer.
Okay.
But he did 300. But like I said, that was a book where he literally frame for frame
Yeah.
did it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Now, for me, and obviously everybody has different opinions, but when I saw the extended edition of Beavis, I thought it was.
no, he did Rise of the Empire.
Oh, he did. Okay, that was a flop. That was a flop. That wasn't that sequel was not good. I saw that bullshit.
He didn't direct it.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's producer.
Yeah.
But for me, I will say, when I saw the extended edition of Batman vs Superman, it was better than the theatrical one. It did not make the movie perfect. It did not make the movie great and excellent and all that. But I thought it was an improvement. Still has problems.
The weird thing to me was like when somebody says that there's a different cut for a movie. It's like you're saying that if you just rearrange the same shitty stuff, that it's gonna be somehow better than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
And it's just like, huh?
Yeah, most of the time it's literally just a few extra scenes that add absolutely nothing, and still it's either as shitty as it was or just on par.
Yeah, I'm not interested in a Zack Snyder cut of fucking anything.
No.
I'm really not. Like, honestly, his style of movie making is at this point tired, and nobody's really interested. And if you don't believe me, look at the fucking box office numbers.
Here's at the bottom line. Here's the thing that matters. Warner Brothers ain't fucking with him no more in terms of directing.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any rumors, and you know I pay attention to DC Warner Brothers rumors. I don't see anything about them saying, okay, hey, we're doing a Flash movie in 2 years with Ezra. We're going to give it to Zack Snyder. Have you heard anything of that? No. None. So,
I mean, if they still fuck with them and like give him producer credit, then they didn't cut him loose completely.
did he get producing credit on like Shazam or Joker or Birds of Prey? I don't think so.
I don't know, but Shazam maybe. The other two, I don't think so.
All right.
So I can check really.
We're going to see, but I appreciate what CW is doing with Crisis on Infinite Earths. That sounds
Oh, here you
fucking
go.
fun.
He's producer on Wonder Woman 1984. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We'll
I knew
see.
that. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's talk about some more interesting news.
You want to go to games?
Uh,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I stepped on it.
no. I mean, we'll in a second, I guess. Yeah. Let's go to games. Fuck it.
State of play. I know you were itching to talk about it.
Well,
State of play or no? Or you want to go to other games?
I wasn't into games at all.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just gonna talk about TV shows that are coming out. That
Oh,
people
good. No,
might
go to
not
the
have-
TV. We're still
Yeah.
on TV. My bad.
Yeah, people that might not have realized. The Expanse season 4 drops this week.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
didn't. I had early access to it. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'll watch at least one. Well, actually, no. I'll watch it when it drops.
So does Amazon do the whole season, or are they weekly on their thing?
They usually drop the whole thing.
Okay.
But I had early access, so I get the whole thing no matter what.
Can we give the exact date that it's available to the
I
public?
believe it's Friday, but let me see.
Oh shit! I gotta clear
I'll
my
let you
schedule
know.
if it's Friday. I'm not gonna miss our girl. And if you haven't listened, we had the fabulous Dominique Chipper way back in the day after the first season on this show. Shout out to her.
Yeah, it's the 13th, so it's on Friday, and it's coming out. It's an excellent show. If you're not familiar with The Expanse or the books, definitely check them out. It's like some of the best sci-fi storytelling on television since, for me at least, since what was that? Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and there's been shows that have been as good, maybe a little bit better since then, but it's few and far between. Like sci-fi has been like in a serious drought for a long time.
I'll give credit too. Much like Watchmen, they do answer a lot of questions. Like this last season answered a whole lot. There's a few more mysteries out there, but they don't just leave it out there unanswered like Lost or whatever.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. I can't wait. If it's available, I'm gonna watch at least the first 3 by next week. If it's all there on Friday.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah, it should be really good. There was something else that was coming out too, but I can't remember what the fuck it was for some reason.
Witcher?
Was it not on here? Oh yes, The Witcher.
Yeah.
It comes out next week.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
cool.
Yeah, the 20th.
Yeah, same day as Star
But
Wars.
Buzz is real. Buzz is. I cannot wait.
And I'm glad that this dude is redeeming himself from his. And I'm not gonna blame him for Superman because it's not his fault.
No, he's not a writer.
Yeah, but he looks really good as The Witcher.
Yeah, and he.
Henry Cavill.
I heard he was even good at. I know you saw it, Old Ninja, in the Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Oh,
I watched
yeah,
it too.
that
Oh,
was
I didn't
good.
see that one yet. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible is usually good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I thought Rogue Nation was gonna be like kind of whatever. I was like, holy shit, there's twists and turns. It was way better than my expectations.
Mission Impossible hasn't really slipped since
The second one.
No, well, yeah, basically.
Yeah,
but I mean,
second one.
since Tom Cruise got in there, I mean, they've been hits.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when like somebody talks shit about
Who was in? When did he jump on board? Was he in the?
since
He-
our generation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
Yeah.
in every single one.
I was about to
but-
say. Okay.
But it's just each one has different directions. We have Abrams direct like
Sorry.
2 of them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Finish. I stepped on it. Go ahead.
It's like when somebody shits on like James Bond movies.
Oh,
Like
fuck
they
outta here.
do very well in the theaters.
Yeah.
Like get the fuck out of here. They do better overseas, but they're still excellent movies. But I'm to be honest, I'm biased.
Yeah.
My dad was a huge James Bond fan, so I watched like basically almost every single James Bond film like ever.
Yeah.
So-
But men of that age, in general, all were James Bond fans. You know what I mean? Like, my dad was. I'm gonna ask y'all this. I don't know if this is a controversy or not, but on the movie side, obviously you have the stars of Episode 9 doing their press circuit,
Yeah.
right? Finn, or John Boyega, is stating some not too favorable things about The Last Jedi. Like, he felt funny about it. He had his questions even while filming it. Happy, I'm paraphrasing, but happy about JJ coming back for Episode 9. In a slight diss, maybe, to Rian Johnson with The Last Jedi. And there are some other actors that are saying it's not Adam Driver so far, but is this much ado about nothing, or is this people finally coming to terms with the fact that The Last Jedi had problems?
So is there anything concrete like a straight shade to this, or is this like a maybe or a people reading into this? What is this?
When I was reading it through the lens of the internet, it seemed like slight shade. It really did.
So where's his direct quote then?
We could pull it up. I didn't pull it up
Well,
myself.
you can't. No. I mean, if he said that, it's fine, I guess. I mean, listen, we had criticisms of The Last Jedi. It wasn't that much shit that the rest of the internet gave.
Yeah.
But there were some serious problems with certain characters and certain ways things were portrayed. I mean, listen, Mark Hamill even, said about his criticism about the movie. I mean, they basically took his entire character that made his entire career and just like took a giant shit on him. It's just like, I get that, and we had like serious plot holes
Yep.
in the show. Like, if you could have just like light speeded away, or moved everybody to one fucking ship, and then light speeded the other one into fucking as basically a bomb into the main ship. Like, why wouldn't you do that like right away?
Yeah.
Or light speed a few of them, and like, why can't you have droids fly? Like they did it.
Yeah,
they did that
yeah.
in fucking prequel series.
Didn't make
Like
any
what?
fucking sense.
And what the fuck? Canto Bite should have been rewritten, in my opinion. That was just a waste of time. But Kylo and Rey
I love
and
that.
Luke, I was all in for that. I was like, this is great.
Yeah, the throne room scene.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, I from what I've seen, there's been a lot of hate towards Rose, especially
Yeah.
in the
I don't
UK,
get that.
and
Unfair.
it makes no sense to me. Like,
I liked her.
I was just like, dude, you guys don't understand that. Maybe you don't understand that she's supposed to represent what the resistance stands for and what she's fighting for. She lost her sister, and she continues to fight.
To me, she represented like nerd culture.
Yeah.
That too.
There you
More
go.
than like any other character ever in fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, because she nerds out when she meets Finn.
Yeah, she does. She does. She's a fangirl for
Yeah.
certain. I never had any problem with Rose. I actually thought she was kind of endearing, you know, and kind of cool. I didn't like the casino world scenes.
Yeah, I didn't like that at
those
all.
you could leave
That's fair.
by the wayside. You know who I hated. I could not stand, and I even rewatched this recently.
Yeah.
Holdo's terrible. She's
So-
like nails on a chalkboard every scene she's in. I don't hate on the actress Laura Dern or whatever, but that character to me was
Hold on.
just as bad
Who
as
is she
Jar Jar.
married to or getting young dick from?
Oh, it was Baron
Baron
Davis.
Davis.
Used to be a Golden State Warrior.
So I don't know if they're married, but they were smashing.
They were-
I don't know if they're
She
together
was
anymore.
getting that young dick.
Yeah.
She was. I mean,
He's about our age, but
yeah, she's like
but she a little older.
She's like 50 something.
Yeah.
She's actually no, she might be 60 something.
I mean, she looks good for her age.
She
but-
does,
yeah.
she does. But I
But
that
you
young
know,
dude.
Baron is just just
She's out there, Jordan just
yeah, reach back with it. Dunk on that pussy.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like some people are saying that it's not fair to criticize The Last Jedi when you're doing the press for the new movie. If you're
That's-
being honest,
yeah,
if
that's
this is
kinda
how
true.
he's felt, and he's probably been pigeonholed into not saying a whole lot over his last couple of years, and he's finally able to speak his mind, like Mark Hamill's done, like a lot of actors have done, I don't have any problem with it. I think the reason why the fan base was very split on it is because there are problems with it.
You know, I think what's funny is that I think that
Some problems.
John Boyega getting more shit than Mark Hamill is very telling.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, like,
he
Mark-
fucked up.
Mark Hamill from the get-go was just like, what the fuck's up with these fucking writers?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with these fucking directors?
I mean,
Like,
shit.
I got questions.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a
I
Hollywood
don't-
legend. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
what the fuck is this?
I'm gonna go back to being Joker, bitch. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, fuck Star Wars, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, John Boyega, he's the one who lost his script and had it end up on fucking eBay. So I don't know what the fuck.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't know what he thought. I mean, dude, you should be focused on what's about to drop. I mean, you should be talking about Last Jedi once the Skywalker saga's done, and then reflect. But I mean, despite what you're saying, based on what you've told us, it sounds like people were reading into it and turning it into their own narrative
Yeah,
to
we-
slight it because they didn't like it.
I think there is some of that. I think there also is a little bit of shade going on too. Because here's the thing too. What we haven't mentioned, Finn's character. We were all on board after The Force Awakens. Force
yeah.
Awakens was not a perfect movie either.
No.
But with Finn, we were like, we've never seen this before. A defector with the Stormtrooper class, you know what I mean? Who has some quasi-Force abilities of his own.
Maybe.
What are they going to do with this character? What's going to happen with him and Captain Phasma? And they shit all over
What's
that.
going to happen with him and Poe Dameron?
Captain Phasma is like one of the biggest fucking letdowns ever in all of cinema.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Her letdown was so fucking hard, it bled into the goddamn comic books.
Yep.
She got her own comic books, which I have every single one of them, and they were fucking, it made her even worse. I'm like,
Yeah.
how the fuck do you make this character worse in the comics?
Dude,
Like, she's a fucking coward.
do you realize in the toy aisle at Target and Walmart, they've had action figures for her ever since The Force Awakens. Like, oh, this is going to be such a cool character that doesn't say a lot but is really badass. All of that fizzled away.
This is bullshit, because the actress that plays her, I forget her fucking name.
Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah, there you go. Gwendolyn Christie. I totally loved her in Game of Thrones.
Of course, she was
and I was
great.
like, please, more Gwendolyn Christie. She's in Star Wars. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then when I saw her in Star Wars, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this nonsense?
No, nobody can defend it. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was
And
absolutely
then,
terrible.
Then I was like, okay, well maybe in the second one she'll redeem herself. And the second one she was a fucking bitch. Like when I say bitch, she's a cowardly bitch, not as in like a derogative female term.
Yeah.
As in like a general term, as like a fucking weak ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, she didn't put up any kind of fight.
No.
You know,
Oh, her fight scene was cut down because there's you can watch the deleted scenes. Their fight scenes.
You got to blame Ryan Johnson on
That
a
was
lot
bullshit.
of this.
Gwendolyn Christie, she needs some justice for that shit.
Yeah, man.
I mean, seriously.
If you watch the film, like Captain Phasma's in it for maybe 4 minutes.
I mean, listen, can you imagine like being a woman that is that tall and large? Mm-hmm. Like she's not large, she's just tall.
Yeah.
All right,
And athletic.
That's how hard it is for her to get roles in anything.
Yeah. Because she's like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah,
Some
she's
shit like
fucking huge. Like
Yeah.
compared to me, she's gigantic.
Yeah.
Because I'm average size for a dude, and for her to get a role in anything is difficult. And then she gets this role in Star Wars, like one of the biggest franchises of all fucking time, and then she gets in here, and her role is like so diminished. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they make her seem like some kind of fucking badass. She's got this cool ass fucking chrome armor. She's got a dope ass fucking gun. She's commanding motherfucking little bitch ass ants and shit. And then all of a sudden, like she doesn't do shit. And it's like they don't show any of her fucking warrior prowess. They don't show off any of her anything in the goddamn movie.
There's no reason for us to know her name.
Yeah,
really and truly. At the end of the day,
It's all bad.
shiny chrome stormtrooper.
Yeah.
That's it.
But at the same time, it's like Boba Fett syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, people they have fond memories of Boba Fett, but Boba Fett was a fucking bitch.
He caught Han Solo.
Got Han Solo.
He got out Solo, and then what happened? He got
got
kicked,
fucked.
He got kicked into a goddamn
Yeah.
Sarlacc pit by an untrained Jedi.
That was
like it was
awful.
nothing.
That was
Well,
awful.
like-
yeah.
Well, no, he got hit by Han Solo, who was blind,
That's
and then they get crashed into his sail barge and then got ate.
that's even worse.
Yeah, it was
Like
awful.
seriously.
That was a bad ending.
And
for him.
and we all like when we were kids, how many of us bought or at least tried to get the Han Solo fucking toys?
Oh, yeah.
Not the Han Solo. I'm
Han
sorry.
Solo-
Boba Fett.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that-
Yeah.
or-
After
oh,
Empire. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, he was it. He
The
was
hard-
it.
But
The
he was-
hardest thing to get is Boba Fett with Han and Carbonite.
But he was a bitch. In the like people always forget that he died like a well, he didn't die, but he basically went away like a bitch.
Yeah, I agree. Return of the Jedi did not do justice for him. He seemed very interesting in Empire.
Yeah.
So-
As an adult, I know I realized this, but as a kid, I was like,
This is amazing.
"That's my fucking guy." And then he died. I was like, "He's still my guy."
He's no good to me dead. All right. The other. Oh, go ahead. You wanted to do Birds of Prey? Is that what you were
Kind
going?
of, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So,
What you got to say on this?
Oathbreaker. So you're excited for this film to come out,
So
I'm fucking not.
optically.
Hold on.
go ahead.
Those posters are so fucking lame.
They look kind of exciting to me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the Birds of Prey one.
I got to
Bro.
go to the bathroom, but I'm gonna show the fucking audience.
yeah.
They
So-
look kind of
Hey,
fun.
did you see Victor Zaz?
I saw. All
I didn't
of
see
them.
Get
Zaz.
the
I saw.
fuck
He's
outta
wearing.
here.
a
Oh, is he
suit.
not bald?
No, he's not bald.
Then that might be a
So-
problem. Unless it's early on Zaz.
So
I don't
when
know.
so
Get
when
the
they
fuck
posted
outta
the
here.
posters on Warner Brothers' actual Facebook page,
Yeah.
and you read the comics, the vast majority of them had no idea who was who unless their marquee was there. Like Huntress doesn't look like Huntress.
Oh,
Batgirl, I mean, she's supposed to be Batgirl.
Wait, is Batgirl in this?
So Cassandra Cain is supposed to be Batgirl at some point. Her character's in the film, but they don't show her as Batgirl yet. Also, Black Canary, she doesn't have her biker suit shit.
not coming
She's
out.
wearing yellow and it fucking has a bat.
Oh wait. So Black Canary doesn't have the fishnets.
Nope.
Looks
No, she's wearing like jeans or some shit.
Yeah,
some
I-
shit.
You,
And-
you know
and
me. I'm against that. I will say.
And
I'll
I can
throw
bet
shade.
you she probably won't have her canary cry. So
I just want her in fishnets. If she ain't got fishnets on, then what are we doing here? But
So-
I get you on that.
yeah, but you seem more interested in when you saw the Birds of Prey trailer. You were more interested in that than Black Widow.
Oh, for sure. And here's why. for me, Ewan McGregor and Margot are going to make or break this one. It seemed like a better trailer. I gave it like a 7, I think. Yeah, 7.
I don't remember
which is
rating it, but
I think I gave it like a 7, which means I'm interested. I'm on board. I'm not 10 out of 10. I'm not as excited as I am for like Wonder Woman 84.
You're still interested more so than Black Widow.
Oh, for certain. After the trailer for Black Widow, yeah.
Okay. So that being said, Harley Quinn is based off what we've seen so far. It looks like she starts the Birds of Prey, or she's like the nucleus.
She looks like the star of it. Yeah.
That's not what I said, but yeah, obviously she's the star because
she looks like she is the center of it. I don't know from the trailer itself whether she starts it. I cannot tell that.
Yeah. So I will say this: there's no mention of Barbara Gordon. We don't see her in the trailer. I checked the cast. I mean, you can read the cast list on IMDb. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Right. So it's very, very rare, even though I spoke on this earlier in the cast, that a villain starts a superhero group.
Okay.
Where it looks like she might in this. My thing is, you were ranting and raving in that chair there about Tony Stark having no business being in Spider-Man. I'm saying Harley Quinn has no business being a Bird of Prey unless she's a villain of the Birds of Prey, where it doesn't seem like she will be.
Doesn't seem like that.
She's gonna be a fucking character.
Yeah, where she's generally a villain or an adversary of Birds of Prey. Harley Quinn has no business being in Birds of Prey. Where is this energy that you had for Homecoming versus this for Birds of Prey? Because I don't see it.
Yeah. It is extremely different energy, but this is an extremely different circumstance here.
How is this different?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone over this ever since Civil War now, in 2016. Tony Stark is not Peter Parker's father, any shape, way, or form, and the whole literal replacing of Uncle Ben, scene for scene, like in Homecoming.
Even though he doesn't say any of Ben's lines, but okay.
But it's scene for scene from the comics with Tony Stark replacing Uncle Ben in Spider-Man's vision of what's going to inspire him. Just doesn't work for me, and it's very disrespectful to the history of comics because Spider-Man is the face of fucking Marvel. So stop me when I've said something wrong.
No, so what I'm going to say, that same energy I feel like should be applied to this film, but yet you're excited for it because Harley Quinn should be Batwoman, Batgirl.
Disagree. Stop. Harley Quinn is not the face of DC.
She's
That's
not.
what I was just gonna go to.
I was gonna pick. I'm talking about the genesis of Birds of Prey. Should not be evolved around Harley Quinn. It should be around Barbara Gordon, and we're not seeing that.
Well, I mean, you're right. It should be not around Harley Quinn, but it is way more disrespectful to take the face of Marvel and to relegate him to a drunken asshole, like being like the main fucking role model. You know what I mean?
That's the same as Harley Quinn. She's a murderous. We've seen her before in Suicide Squad in a fucking asylum, but yet now she's out and leading a team.
I will repeat though, she was not the face of DC.
She's not, but still,
nowhere close. Just for clarification, where did Harley Quinn come from?
The
cartoon.
The cartoon.
The animated series in the 90s. Mm-hmm. That's how recent she is. She's not brand new, but she's relatively new-ish. Here's what I'm going to say. I am not, on a personal level, a huge fan of Birds of Prey. Like, you have more history with them. Mm-hmm. I will totally admit that. I like Black Canary a little bit more like with Arrow. Than I do with anything having to do with Birds of Prey.
Even that has its issues, like major issues, because they're never together.
Okay.
In the
enough.
series. Well, actually, no, they're together in the beginning, but they're broken up.
But again, all I can go by is the trailers for Birds of Prey so far. What I see is this being really and truly a Harley movie with some ancillary DC characters who I don't care about nearly as much as I do Ewan McGregor's Black Mask. If they get Margot right and Black Mask right, I'm on board. That's what I've said from the whole beginning.
So Victor Zsasz, based off the poster, is not right at all.
No, it's not.
But maybe he's barely in it. I don't know.
According,
Because was he in the trailer even?
yeah, he's in the trailer.
Okay,
And
maybe I missed him.
according to our boy, poor homie Quan, who worked on this film, they're like commander and lieutenant.
Oh
type
wow.
thing.
Okay.
So, and from what I've seen, based on like the comics, even the Arkham games and Gotham, this Victor Zsasz is nothing like. I mean, he's similar to the Gotham version, but nowhere near. From what I've seen, he doesn't seem like he's as homicidal, I guess.
Well,
nowhere near as crazy because he's supposed to be a rapist.
This is rumored to be because
The Gotham one was like way better.
Yeah, but even then, he's still.
Why can't I find these fucking posters? I saw them before, and now I can't
I
fucking
have no
find
idea.
them. This is so annoying.
This is rumored to be a rated R movie though, right?
Oh yeah.
So maybe there are some scenes.
I don't believe it's rumored. I believe it's confirmed now. So, but still, I still think like the energy should still be like, hey, if you're Tony Stark, Spider-Man, he shouldn't be involved in this. He shouldn't be replaced by Uncle Ben. There is Rick the Bat.
Oh, this is not a good feeling I have with that Zaz. And here's the thing too. We talked about Black Mask being very different.
Is this your fucking Victor Zsasz? Is that him?
God,
He looks like he looks
all
like
right.
he just came from fishing in the deep sea.
I might be tapping out on the strength of that.
Here, so everybody else can see. Listen,
Zaz looks awful.
is this your Victor Zsasz?
I can't defend
this is him
Zaz.
right here.
He needs to be
Like,
bald.
what the fuck?
I need to see.
He needs to have no shirt.
Yeah.
He needs to have like cuts all over his body because he's a homicidal.
He's got a couple of cuts on his forehead.
But it should be
Not
all,
enough.
we should see it all over his body.
You know what? Actually, if you go back to as bad as it was, Leto in Suicide Squad, he was like kind of ripped with like tattoos all on his body.
Listen, this is Black Canary.
No
fishnet,
no fishnets. No fishnets.
No,
Doesn't
no
look like her
black.
at all.
She's not even wearing black. What the fuck?
No fishnets.
I don't know who Renee Montoya.
Renee Montoya. She's what's her name?
That's Cassandra Cain.
Yeah. So
that's
Cassandra.
different.
So
That's
Cassandra
different.
Cain. There's Kate Kane and Cassandra Cain.
Okay.
Both are spelled differently, but one's Asian, and she
go.
wears like a very cool version of the back row.
This is Huntress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about Huntress as much.
I mean, she's not Helena Wayne. She's Helena Bertinelli.
This is
which
just, it's odd. I mean, it could be, I don't know.
it could be.
I'm not interested because of what I've seen thus far, but hey, show us some trailers, show us some other stuff. We could be wrong. So, I mean, we're wrong about Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And
So-
I'm more positive than everybody else on this one so far, but only based on 2 characters. I want to be real clear. It's got to be Black Mask good and Margot good. If they're good, they're good. I'll give them fucking credit.
Well, we shall see.
All right.
So I heard apparently, according to poor homie Quan, it will be gory. So
I'm down for that.
deserving an R rating. But
And Harley should be killing people too. I do want to
yeah,
see
of
that.
course. But there's no Barbara Gordon, which I think is disrespectful. Just
we
like
don't
y'all was saying, disrespectful to Ben Parker. This should have that same level of energy.
Did Barbara say anything on the level of "with great power comes great responsibility"?
She-
Anything quotable like that?
So the thing about
No? Okay.
Barbara is that she's the mentor to these heroes.
Did she create Spider-Man by her words? No.
Oh, my
Okay, then fuck out of here.
Oh, no, she's not going to win this argument. You're not. That's
All right,
man.
state of play. Kronos, tell us what happened. Goddamn
Jesus
it!
Christ. There was a whole bunch of games that were announced that people just kind of slept on. And so
Hold on, I just got to say this: Predator titties. We saw Predator titties,
Yes,
so
yes.
I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yes, there were Predator titties. Predator, apparently in the new Predator game, which is 4v1 VE.
Yeah.
Or sorry. Well, yeah, it's 4v. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
4v1.
PvEv4.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a fucking new thing. It seems awesome, but you can play it as a female Predator.
Yeah.
Which they've been in movies before. There's been a female Predator.
Has
I
it?
can't remember
like
which
the more
ones.
recent ones.
I thought they
I'm
were
pretty
all
sure they
like
have.
the same.
Maybe that was some foodie shit I was watching.
Yeah.
But there's been a whole bunch of shit that dropped for State of Play. One of them being the Predator stuff. I'm going down our.
All right, while you
I
try to
shared a bunch of them on our Facebook page.
All right, while you try to find that, the big one for me was Resident Evil motherfucking 3. Goddamn it, the remake up in this bitch, dropping in April.
They're bringing Claire back, right?
No, not Claire.
Jill.
Jill Valentine.
Valentine. Yeah, there we go.
I'm hyped because this one, we didn't know what the other Resident Evil game was going to be. Now we know that it's all going to be
Packaged into one.
packaged into one goddamn game. You get multiplayer. The only
Sorry, what he's talking about is Resident Evil Resistance,
Yes.
which is a 4-on-1
Yes.
Yeah.
game.
Mhm.
So one person plays as basically the
The mastermind, they call him.
and the other 4 are the people.
Yeah, they're like
Oh, yeah.
teenagers.
Resident Evil has some interesting maps. Obviously, we're going to see what happens with this. But this got me hyped. You have the release date. It is April, right?
April 3rd, 2020.
See?
Which is you're getting 2 fucking games.
Yeah, because that's like, you're getting two.
Capcom's been doing things. I mean, I
See?
like them this year.
And I'm not a Resident Evil fan, but that's really cool. They're dropping 2.
That's cool.
I will say this: you still should try Resident Evil 2.
I
Yeah, it's
know,
good.
but it's difficult, for me to do it.
I hear you,
Yeah.
but it got me back on board.
Yeah, it's a good game. What's fucked up is that release date is the same month as Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh shit!
That might get buried. So you'll probably have like 3 weeks before Cyberpunk
So
drops.
first of all, you have to recognize that first of all, no remake, very few remakes anyway, are going to make the same amount of revenue as a new IP that has a lot of hype behind it. So they'll be fine.
They're both going to sell extremely well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There ain't no doubt of fucking about it. I was thinking more about from the standpoint of a gamer and trying to manage my fucking time.
Yeah,
You're-
exactly.
We're old gamers.
Yeah.
So like we played the original Resident Evils.
Yeah.
Where I couldn't fucking move and shoot.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
Where
I
you
don't
have to
like
keep
Resident
running
Evil.
it. Where
They
you have
have
to
problems.
run. You have to run to the camera and hope
Yeah.
that you go through the door.
Yeah,
have
fuck
problems.
that. So that's why I had fucking nightmares. Anyway, next up is Babylon's Fall, which is a new Platinum Games game.
Okay.
They look pretty cool.
Remind me Platinum's catalog. What are they famous for?
A lot of fucking games.
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure it was. Oh Jesus, they're basically really famous for action games. I gotta pull up.
Hey, I got it. Keep going. Keep talking about this game. I'll pull up.
Yeah, so Babylon's Fall looks like a really cool game where basically you are looks like you're a small knight of some sort and you're running around just like doing crazy combos and shit like that. That's what they're good for. Metal Gear Solid what was that one that was like where you played as
Raiden?
Raiden? Yeah, what was the name of that game?
Metal Gear Rise?
Is it
Metal
Rising?
Gear Rising, yeah, that was the one. That's a Platinum game.
Okay.
They do a
Okay.
whole bunch of other games.
So here you go.
I'm actually playing one of them.
Here, Platinum Games, Near Automata,
Yeah, Nier Automata. Yeah,
Bayonetta 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's what
I thought
thinking
that was Sega for. Okay, go ahead.
Transformers Devastation, which I still haven't. It's
a great game.
I still Vanquish. Apparently, this game
that
is.
was a fucking
Yeah, I heard that game.
underrated as fuck.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes.
No. Did you just say Legend of Korra? 'Cause
No,
They, yeah,
but I knew
they
they did
they
that,
made
yeah.
one of those. Anarchy Reigns.
That's probably enough.
Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid one. Star Fox Zero.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
So
They're
there
legit
you
like they do a certain style of game and they do that certain style of game very well.
Gotta give credit.
If you're not into that style of game, then don't pick it up. Don't even
Yeah.
fucking look. But they're excellent games. Like I'm playing Nier Automata right now. And
Yeah.
it's a great fucking game.
Did you get that upskirt trophy yet?
Not yet. I'm
You
still
better change that camera
yeah, you
angle.
just got to move the camera.
looking.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. That's fucking creepy.
That's a great trophy. That's the reason why I got the game.
That's terrible. That's all bad.
Oh, so that game. This is something that like we didn't talk about on the podcast, but the game is it's almost like 2 games in one. Actually, almost 3.
Yeah.
Because it's basically like a third-person like action game.
Yep.
Like a normal Platinum game, and then it's also like a shooter.
Yep.
Like a old school like a space shooter.
Uh huh.
'Cause, like,
Space
the-
Invader kind of.
Like they fuck around with like the perspectives and like three different levels. They have the third person, the side scroller, and like the top down fucking shooter
Oh yeah.
deal. And it's like, and they're all really well done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The other thing is, once you beat it, there are multiple additional playthroughs for more endings and more lore.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying it way more than fucking Sekiro dies twice. Anyway, so Predator we just talked about. That was already announced though, so that's nothing new. Spellbreak was one that I haven't heard of, but apparently Hobby knew about it.
Who's making this one?
I don't know who's making it, but the beta is going to come out next year,
Okay.
and it's a closed beta. But it looks the best way I can really say it is that it's basically Overwatch, but with wizards. And
That sounds fun.
It looks really interesting.
All right.
Yeah. So let me.
Harry Potter bullshit. I
Yeah,
like it.
It looked really cool.
Oh shit!
I can pull it up right now because
So guess who's making this? No wonder this looks like Overwatch. This is a fucking Blizzard game.
No way. It's Blizzard?
Spellbreak is?
Yeah, it's
Hold on,
right
hold on.
here on. Oh
I
no,
don't
not
think
Blizzard. It's Epic. I'm sorry, it's
Oh,
Epic
okay,
game.
I was gonna say this is not
So Fortnite.
It looks like Fortnite.
So it's Fortnite with magic.
Yeah, so this is all just like magic shit. Like you're jumping around. I'm explaining what we're watching right now on here. But basically, people are flying around, throwing elemental shit, fire. They're going through woods, and there's no guns in the game. It's so far there's no arrows, nothing. People are just throwing around magic. And
This
it
could be
seems
fun.
Really fun.
Oh, someone has an ice arrow. Someone made a bow and arrow.
Okay, there we go. There's an arrow, but it's just like it's not a normal
Yeah.
battle royale game. I think it's a battle royale game. So
It looks like
and
it.
it seems really cool.
It's $50 game.
Yeah, so this is one of the ones I never heard about, but apparently they've been talking about it for a while, and I just
shit.
didn't hear about it. But it looks pretty cool. So the closed beta comes out next year.
Very interesting. I like it.
Yeah, it comes out. The closed beta comes out in spring
Busy ass spring.
This does not have a
of
release date.
2020,
Yeah.
and there's a founder pack, and it's on the PS4. I think only. Really? Holy shit!
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah, it's exclusive.
Well, look at that.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so
I feel like if Sony had played their cards right, they probably could have gotten Fortnite way back in the day.
they could have.
You know what I mean? Exclusive if
But-
they really had
Listen,
wanted to.
Can we be perfectly honest? Sony fucking won. I mean, they won.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Switch is coming up. They're in second place now. But
Sure.
Sony fucking won.
So this
I'm happy.
this
I mean,
will
I'm happy
be-
with my PS4, even though it sounds like an aircraft carrier because it's not the Pro
Wait,
edition.
what?
Yeah, you gotta
Your
be
shit's
pro.
yeah. If
It's
your
loud.
shit's loud,
It's
then
loud.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
Have you tested it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Destiny, it's on its last legs.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it.
The Pro is good.
Yeah.
So this will be on PC, obviously.
What you should have done, actually, what you should do now is if you can find a Death Stranding edition of the PS4 Pro,
Oh, there you go.
definitely get that.
Okay.
Or what's the other one that they're pushing hella hard? Because there's one that has 3 games. It has Last of Us.
Oh yeah, that was for
it-
Black Friday.
Yeah,
and Cyber Monday.
it had Last of Us. It had like 2 other God of War and one other one, and
Well,
it was like
they-
PS4 Pro. It was like $350.
I know they'll do some pros for Last of Us 2, though.
Oh yeah,
They're going to do some custom ones.
Yeah, but I mean,
There's gonna
honestly, if you can get have you seen the controller for the Death Stranding one?
Oh, the
there
yellow
was-
one? Yeah, it
yeah.
looks cool.
That
It
shit
does
is
look
dope.
cool.
Just fucking get it, man.
It does look cool.
Get it for yourself for Christmas. Get it for your kids for Christmas and take it for
Yeah,
yourself.
take it from yeah,
Right.
That's what
yeah.
you should have done.
Get it for yourself, and then give them your old one, your fucking Boeing one.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
go
'cause
ahead.
this shit doesn't get a lot at all.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Paper Beast, which was a PSVR one. So if you have a PSVR, it looked really fucking trippy. I can't say if it's going to be cool or not, but it looked really fucking weird.
Okay.
Where, like, there's basically, like, this origami fucking world that looked really interesting. Subliminal looked really interesting. It was like a mix between, for me, like Quantum Conundrum and Portal.
Is that VR too?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think that was Portal. No. That was first person. Kingdom Hearts 3 has a fucking DLC, but I don't give a shit about that.
Did you play the third one? You played the early
I
ones,
tried to
right?
play the early ones, and I was like, this is fucking terrible.
And those are from 2003.
And then I played the remakes. I played like the one that you're supposed to play, like the
Yeah.
RE fucking whatever remix. It was fucking awful, in my opinion. And
Even the third one, I didn't finish it, so I mean that tells you how much I was into it. But yeah.
yeah, I was on a fetch quest with for hours with no action, and I was just like, goodbye.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna play some fetch quest where I have no action for more than 2 hours. I'm an adult.
Do you remember playing like old school PS2, PS1 RPGs? You know what I mean? In terms of the pacing of some of those.
Well, yeah. So this is the problem. All right. So I'm a huge RPG fan. I've been playing them since old school Dragon Warrior. This is pre-Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
They're called Dragon Quest now. They used to be called Dragon Warrior, and that is not how they used to be.
Oh.
you used to start from the get-go fucking on a fucking quest, and the fucking story progressed.
Yeah.
And for some reason now they went to like this really weird fucking formula where they try to explain shit to you and it's like really fucking boring. You know, in like a certain era of JRPGs, but that's not where I grew up. Like the old school Dragon Quest were fucking awesome. Final Fantasies were always awesome. You know, when I first started playing, it was probably like 2 or 3, and 3 was 6 here in Japan. It was 6, and Final Fantasy 6 was for me the best RPG of all time.
Wow.
And to me, it's not even fucking questionable. And when someone tries to question me, I question their age. Because, like seriously, like if you're, you know, I would say probably 35 or younger, you probably haven't played that game, and that's that's understandable.
Because it's NES, right?
It was Super NES.
Super NES. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's understandable. You never played it, and now it's hard for me to have a person that is younger than me to try to pick up a Super NES game that's an RPG and to enjoy because the graphics are antiquated.
Yeah.
But I can go back right now, play that game, and fucking enjoy it. Because I've played the game probably 15 fucking times and beat it. And I will play that shit. I have an emulator that'll play it, and I still fucking enjoy it.
Nice.
See, I feel that way about Mass Effect. I beat the brakes off that game.
Yeah.
But even earlier back, the game that my boy Bovine got me on was fucking Knights of the Old Republic. I hated RPGs, and he's like, dude, I know what you like. You like action. This mixes, at the time, action with RPG, because I really hated turn-based combat, which it kind of like did something different, like an in-between, and that game changed everything for me for RPGs.
Well,
like, it was amazing.
Yes, let me explain my love for this game. Sorry to like kind of grab the reins
it's all
here.
good.
But so with Final Fantasy 3 in America, 6 came out in Japan. The reason why it was so good wasn't only the storytelling, is that they literally changed the way that you played RPGs forever, even though nobody has done it since. Like every single one of there was like multiple characters. There's at least 7 characters in that fucking game that I can remember. Probably more than that. There's probably like 15. But they all played differently, and some of them played like Street Fighter characters.
Oh wow.
Like literally, I think it was the guy's name was Saban or something like that. And to do his combos, you had to do like both controller and button combinations to do the combos. Another guy, you had to like wait for the timer, like when his time, when you had to use him, you could either use his ability now or like skip his ability and like let it build up.
Okay.
And his name was Cyan, and when it built up to like a certain level, like his ultimate shit would come out, and it was like he would just fucking wreck damage. And they had another fucking kid that could like steal abilities from like every single fucking enemy that he saw. And he had a Moogle that's like this fucking crazy ass looking marshmallow dude that I always made. He was like the baddest dude because he can learn fucking anything, like all the fucking spells. And I don't know.
It sounds fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like so much fucking fun. They need to. People always talk about, oh, they need to remake Final Fantasy VII. Fuck Final Fantasy VII.
damn.
I'm serious. Like anybody that says Final Fantasy VII is like the best Final Fantasy game, you're a fucking fetus to me because you never played the early.
Was it a good one?
It was good, but it wasn't nearly the best. The reason why they say it's the best is because graphically, yes.
Okay.
At that time, it was the best, but that's nothing though. Graphically, over the years, the newest game will always look the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I'm sorry. Am I hearing you say you're going to skip the remake of 7?
No, I'll play 7. I'll play the remake of 7. But what I'm saying though is, I would much rather play the remake of 6 because it was a better story, it had better characters, and it was more well done. In 7, I think for most people that played games, it was the first time they saw a main character die in a video game. But in Final Fantasy 6/3, you had the choice of when. So you have a main character die in that game as well.
Okay.
But if you were smart enough and you waited, the person that was gonna die doesn't die. But you have to wait until you think you're gonna fucking lose.
You know what? I'm gonna take the plunge. I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with 7 because that's the remake version, and we'll see if they make a 6.
Honestly, if you play the old 6, most people won't tolerate it for the fucking graphics alone. But it's honestly, it's one of the best RPGs out. For me, it's the best. It was right up there with Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy 3/6 is the best 2 RPGs ever made. And one of the things that pisses me off also is that with Final Fantasy 3/6 is that people don't give it credit for being one of the best games to have a female protagonist. Like the main character Terra is a female and she's a badass and she's a soldier that has magic and she fucking wrecks shop and doesn't get any attention.
I really hope they make a remake. I really do. Hopefully after this 7 one they won't go to. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know any Final Fantasy.
I understand. It's JRPGs are very strange, and I think most people think they're very obscure, but this one was not really obscure. They started getting obscure after that, which is like really weird to me.
Yeah, there are some weird ones.
Yeah,
the one I know we're way off track, but at some point I'm going to play Persona 5, and I hear great things about it. I want you to try it. I dipped my toe in, and it's very anime.
Manamana actually was like, oh my god, this is like the shit. I'm just like,
oh,
really?
Holly.
It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a really good one. Sorry, State of Play.
State of Play.
State of Play. What else did we have?
We had Dreams, which is like a mashup of a bunch of games.
Isn't that like basically a tool for making other games almost?
I don't fucking know. It's like to me, it was like a bunch of other games in one. Avicii was apparently creating a game.
Oh shit!
With Hello Games before he
passed.
passed.
Oh shit! Before he passed. Damn.
Yeah. So now it's getting released. It's a rhythm-based game.
Oh shit!
It looks pretty cool. If you're into rhythm-based games, and it's based upon his music. So
shout out to him. R.I.P.
Yeah. Risk of Rain 2, which I know Hobby
he was all about that game.
That game.
I don't know what that is.
There's a new update that's really huge that's coming out. Killing Floor 2, which is actually a kind of fun game to play. It was free for a while. They have a Yuletide horror thing coming out, like a new update, which is cool. And that was the main ones that I remember from State of Play.
They did also announce that there's going to be a trailer at the Game Awards for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, that I didn't put it on there, but yeah, you're right. They had it was a teaser they had in there, so there's like no gameplay, but it's a Sucker Punch game that's based upon samurais. Sucker Punch, if you're not familiar with, they did most recently Infamous.
Yep.
Which is an excellent series.
Oh,
Play
yeah.
all of them, please.
Yeah, I loved every single one of those Infamous games. I'm really curious about this because Sony's been fucking silent about this game. They've said that it's supposed to come out after The Last of Us, but the problem I see is we're getting new consoles next year this time, and so is it going to drop maybe in like September? And then 2 months later, you can play it on your PS5?
I mean, that's okay because the PS5 is backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Apparently, so I'm totally fine with that. So basically, any game that comes out right now for the PS4, at least, you have zero risk when the new console comes out.
Exactly.
So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but it's just they're going. You know how that window of the last few months of a console cycle is
you
interesting.
get the dying gasp, and sometimes you get the fucking best games of that generation.
Look, PS3 ended with Last of Us 1 and GTA 5 the same goddamn year. I know GTA 5 is not an exclusive, but still, that was a huge year for gaming.
And that game is still crushing records.
God, I still love it. And they're doing a big-ass heist. They have one of their biggest casino heists going on right now.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah. I'm down to do it.
Damn.
There's so much.
We can always. There's still cast members missing. We can always.
We can come back. We could come back to some.
Yeah.
Some
Well, let's real quick though. So the Golden Eggplant Awards are going to be a little bit late this year, which is, to me, it's okay because previously we had it a little bit earlier in the year. We did in like November.
Yeah.
Which is probably a bad move.
It was.
We technically should wait until the year ends.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, early January.
So that's a good excuse for us. So we're gonna wait until the year ends before we start because we need to work on it, but also we have
more content.
A lot of us have families or new additions to families that are coming out soon.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit difficult for us to do this right now. And the Infinity Base is going to be done.
Yep.
So my hope is that once we do the official Golden Eggplant Awards is that we're gonna be in the Infinity Base.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We'll make it happen.
It can be like the drywall is very close to being done,
All right.
and then after that, it's gonna speed up exponentially.
Excellent.
So, because the floor, the texturing will take literally 1 day, and the floor will take likely 1 day.
That's it.
Likely, and then once the floor is done, we'll move in, and the rest of the shit will just happen afterwards.
Hell yeah.
Because once we have the floor in and the texturing, we can paint and do all that fucking bullshit later.
Excellent. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm with it. So yeah, and we're gonna work on our list. We're gonna have the tightest fucking list ever. I will say, since this is the end of the decade, I think it was Dirty still on.
Shit isn't in a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should have.
Fuck,
We're
we're so old.
Yeah, I know, man. This fucking year. We should have some, maybe even some slight of the decade categories. Maybe we could throw a few in there.
You know what we should do? This is what I've been thinking about for a while. So we haven't done a drunk cast for a very long time.
Oh,
We also have not done a. So remember a while back we did I don't think it was even a drunk cast. Somebody called us drunk.
Oh yeah, that was great, Kevin.
Yes. Kevin from Comic News called us drunk because we were talking about some bullshit. He called us out. It's just fun.
It was great. I love it.
It was great.
I don't know if y'all knew that or listened to this podcast, but Kevin is still having personal
Family stuff.
issues,
Yeah.
family issues.
Yeah.
All right, which we've given out the GoFundMe page and all that stuff. But I would love to have Kevin from Comic Noobs and Smash Films come back briefly if he has time.
Yeah.
Come on this podcast so we can just like chop it up. And I would also like to open it up to our listeners for one podcast.
Yeah.
We can just bullshit an entire episode
I love it.
with our listeners and fans of the show, other podcasters, shit like that.
I love that idea. Let's set a
Also,
hard date.
Yeah, PRL, same deal.
Yeah.
What was the other? There's another fucking
Daniel and Gian.
Daniel and Gian. Wait, there's another fucking podcast
Super
too.
Suit, because
Yeah.
they roasted us.
Yeah.
But goddamn it, there's another fucking podcast that did a intro for us.
Oh, you're talking about something cast.
Some cast. Thank you. Jesus
Shout out to
Christ.
him.
Sorry,
Shout
I've
out
been
to
drinking
them.
something cast. I would love to have us all just fucking get on a fucking crossover cast.
Absolutely,
Another
man.
one. We
Let's
haven't
do
done
it.
one of those in a while.
Let's set this up for January.
Yeah, we're doing it, early January.
Yeah, we'll get a plan.
We got to be careful though. Got to plan it around Cronus's vacation. SF Beer Week.
Oh, that's in February.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah,
in
yeah.
February?
in
Okay.
February.
We got plenty of time.
So I'll
Plenty
be
of time.
unavailable / drunk.
I just want to point out really quick. We didn't talk about it, Rick and Morty, but my intro was about the whole Bad Dragon. If you don't know what it is a website that sells
dildos.
adult toys,
Oh,
dildos
yeah.
that are shaped like either basically fantasy dicks, mostly dragon dicks. There's some like weird things, but it was heavily, if you didn't know, it was heavily featured in the last half of this most recent Rick and Morty
I
episode.
gotta watch this.
Well, I talked about slut dragons.
Yeah,
I
so
gotta watch this.
I don't think a lot of people understood, but these dildos exist. Like
They're
they
pricey.
they sell fake nut.
Yes.
So yeah.
I know a cam girl who performs
Yeah.
with that same fake nut all the time.
There are videos of girls they pump it themselves to try to make it look like it nuts, but it's fucking crazy.
Anyway.
That's like, I feel like those dragon dildos are like fleshlights
Yeah.
for dudes. It's like
Yeah.
you can get alien pussies
Yeah.
from Fleshlight now, which is weird because like back when I was a lot lonelier, in between some ladies, I got a couple of fleshlights. There was definitely no alien fleshlight.
No. No.
It's all green and purple pulsating and shit. Yeah. Well, you gotta do
right.
what you got to do.
Let's wrap it on because I know we got big stuff going on next week. Old Ninja, what you got populating?
So tomorrow night, I guess I will be tutoring
Shit.
the Oathbreaker on how to play Monster Hunter. Apparently, I mean, he doesn't like to listen, but I'm
No.
doing my
So,
best.
do you want the sandpaper now to put in your dick, or I don't understand why you still trying to play this game?
It still has some issues. It's not a perfect game. But I'm slowly starting to understand at least the mechanics.
Yeah, you need to treat it like an RPG, which you're not, which is a little weird because it seems like an action game, but it's like an RPG.
So you're gonna go dry with the sandpaper.
Yeah. I'm We'll go a little raw a few more times.
Yeah.
I wanted to kill some of the Iceborne. The Iceborne monsters looked cool.
Oh my god!
In the trailers, they
I
look cool.
killed my first one last night. It was fucking tough as fuck.
Yeah, I want to do some of that bullshit.
So yeah, I'll be tutoring some.
I want to
Oathbreaker
enjoy my
stuff.
life. I'm just
Damn.
God dang. I'm probably gonna see Knives Out because apparently the Ryan Johnson film, but apparently it's really funny.
Fuck Ryan Johnson.
I'm gonna see that and then basically just prep for this fucking Star Wars craziness that's coming up.
Ooh, I like it. Cronus, what you got?
I'm gonna work on the shed maybe this weekend. If nobody can come out, I need at least one person to help me work on the shed this weekend because I need to put up.
You got a few hours maybe on Sunday?
I'm working on Sunday. I can take a fucking lunch. But
Maybe at your lunch break. Hit me up. Because
Yeah.
Saturday's tough. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, because like literally, I need 2 people for basically 2 panels, and then I need 3 people for the ceiling.
Okay.
So, yeah, if we can maybe figure it out. But anyway, we're really fucking close to getting this shit done.
Absolutely.
And after that, like this podcast will get a lot better. We're gonna get a lot more viewers. I'm gonna start pushing a lot more advertisements and shit like that to get this podcast out there because the new studio is gonna be fucking dope.
It's going to look professional as fuck.
And I'm gonna invite some of the viewers that are local. Warrior Fella, I know you're local. I know Aiden is sort of local. He's down in like Monterey, but
That's
Drive on up, dude.
yeah,
Come on.
Come on up, have him come out. To check it out. We'll have a few drinks and I'll finally have a house party.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, like everything that if you look in the podcast, like everything that's like behind Prodigy right now, there's like a lot of shit behind him. That you can't really. I'm not gonna move the camera, but there's like a lot of shit back there because we're in the garage. And like the vast majority of the shit that's in the garage belongs in my fucking studio.
Yeah.
So like on the walls or along the walls, but it's stuck in here because I don't have space to put it.
But we're almost there.
We're almost there. All right.
Let's go and get it. I'm going to watch this fucking Rick and Morty with the dragon dicks and shit. That's what I'm going to fucking do. I guess I'm going to listen to this motherfucker over here's instructions on some of that
no, you ain't.
Monster Hunter. We'll see how that goes. And then I want to play a little bit more
Modern
Warfare.
Warfare.
Modern Warfare for sure.
Holy shit, I've been
That
playing
is
a lot
a
of that.
fun motherfucking game, even though I wish it had some zombies like Black Ops 4.
Yeah, but Spec Ops is good enough. So
All
there you
right,
go.
take us on out.
So you just experienced Black and the Black times Infinity. Oh, there's no
Ski,
Infinity.
ski.
Yeah. Check us out on the internet with Beathan BTIs, BTHAN BTI on Twitter. You check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Black and the Black times Infinity, on Spotify, Red River Republic, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Player FM, and then on Amazon we have an app on there. You check us out on Twitch. You'll see some of us fail like Prodigy. And then check out our official website, binheadproductions.com/BTHAN and yeah, that covers all of it.
Black Canary needs fishnets.
Sure she does. Dragon dicks. Nutty.
Fuck Ezra.